Hey everyone out there in YouTube land, RT Bear here coming to you live from Hack Shack Studios. How is everyone? I hope everyone's doing good. We got a Pontificators for you tonight. It should be a good one. They're always good. Have a good time with these guys. Yeah, so like I said, I hope everyone's doing good. We got you know what? I think I'm going to start with promoting. I'm gonna do something different, right? I'm usually like that humble guy. I'm not gonna show stuff off, but you know what? I'm gonna show some stuff off. I'm gonna do this. Let's see. You know what? I might do. Ooh, no, let's not do that. Window, Chrome tab. There it is. Let's see if this is the one. Let's see if this is the one. This is the one. Take that, sucker. All right. Let's see if this shares. I hope it shares. All right, you guys. I've been putting this thing together all day today. This is the Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff 2 campaign. So this is the campaign page itself. So so we got some of the types in there, but I got the artwork. Look at this. Look at that. This is the cover to The Art of RT Bear, Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff 2. And then I gotta brag. Look at that. I put that book in perspective. Yeah, I'm not a computer guy. I'm not a Photoshop guy, but sometimes I come through. So this is the hardcover graphic. So 9x12, 60 glossy stock pages, and so we got some of the interiors here. So I got the cable side by side. This is from 92, I think, or 93. So I still had the original a few years back, and I digitally remastered it, the inks and everything. And then I liked it so much, I hired Thomas Mason to do some new color work on it. So it looks really, really like contemporary. It doesn't look like it's from the 90s. I don't think, other than like some of the design, you know, the costume or the uniform. And so here's another page from the book. This is some of the animation IP that I created way back when. So this stuff will probably never see the light of day, except for in this book. So this is Hit. And you can see the two. It's Frankie and Johnny on the left, and then various different, you know, interesting hitmen on the other page. So these are all double page spreads. I haven't got this okayed yet, but I wanted to show it anyway. So one of the things I want to do is I want to do a lot of like with some of the new pages I'm going to be adding. I want to do like Comicsgate stuff, like Comicsgate IP. So different commissions and drawings that I've done over the years. So this is Billy Tucci's She. Like I said, I hope he says yes and lets me use this, because I think this double page looks great. And then this campaign is going to have a lot of great prints. So we got a set A. These are 8.5 by 11 prints. And so this is a set of 3. So we have Red Sonja, we have Mary Jane, and then we have Voodoo from Wildcats. And then we have set B, which is Harley pulling her ponytails, looking cute. We got Nightwing all colored up, and a Wonder Woman drawing, a little bust there. And so, yeah, you guys, this is going to be launching later this month. But I'm just really excited about it, and I wanted to show this off. I'll probably show it off again at some point. But yeah, just like a little preview of the page itself. So I hope you guys are digging that. Let me come back, see what you guys are saying. Hopefully we got some people in the chat here. We got Fearsome Bullet. I like that artwork. That looks cool. I think that's the Ethan cover. You are the one. I'm not number one, but you are the one. Let's see, Flatty One, who is the one. I've always preferred Marvel for character selection. Yeah, I got this cool thing. It came out and it's got like kind of who came first, you know, like Green Arrow or Hawkeye and stuff like that. So this will be fun. We'll get into that, and Clint Helinski has some news for us as well. So we'll get into that. That booty. Oh, wait. Who's this? Who is this? Can it be the one, the only Maroony Dooney? How are you?
Doing?
I'm good.
So
How are you?
I'm not the only one here, am I?
No, there's a bunch of people in the back room, but I just want to let everybody in one at a time.
Oh.
I want to give you guys.
You did it without an introduction. Oh, so we're not doing introductions. Okay.
I said your name. I used the pet name, your clever Maroony Dooney, fresh and fruity. I know that angers you. I'm sorry. Okay. Jeez. What?
Why don't we bring in the most handsome man in CG?
Would that be you or would that be me?
No, that's Clint, right?
Clint isn't here yet.
Oh, Johnny come lately.
Yeah. See, I kind of wanted to BS and like spend some time with you until Clint got here.
We can BS. What do you want to BS about?
No, comic books, pop culture.
You know what we can BS about?
What's
I need
that?
to make some sales now that I have a grandson.
Oh, I saw that. He's adorable, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
So if you're in the market for some cards out there, hit me up because I got a bunch of good ones that are sitting around, and maybe it's my price, but when you like some of them, a couple Spider-Man where the background is like a cityscape and stuff, those take a while. It's not. I'm trying to get my time back. I'm not trying to, get anything more than that.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, man. And if you guys don't know what Todd's talking about, I know you post them on Facebook, and you post them on X, right?
Once in a while, yeah.
But mostly on Facebook, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, let's see what old dirty fatty has to say. The answer is both. I forgot what the question was. It's going to be
post them on Facebook and X. Both.
Oh, okay. Tech zombie.
That has nothing to do with what we were talking about. I don't know.
No, but that was a good tie-in. Yeah, you tied it in.
Was a
real
good
nice.
tie-in.
Yeah. You're very clever. I like Tech Zombie. Do you remember that Cranberry song, like Zombie, Zombie, Zombie?
It's not quite like that, but I do remember it.
No, I nailed it, man. That's perfect. You know what? I'm gonna go over your head. I'm gonna ask Rob because I know Rob's listening and he's an expert on the Cranberries. So, how was that? Was that spot on? My impression of the Cranberries, Zombie?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, you suck up.
It was perfect. It was more than perfect. I'm wondering if you're going to do your version of Zombie.
I should, right? You know, at the very least, after the show, I'm going to go karaoke.
Karaoke.
I'm going to go
karaoke. That's a new show. Karaoke. That's a
karaoke
new show.
where you get cry chopped.
You draw while you sing. Karaoke.
Or art key. Okay, yeah.
Oh no, that's.
No, I don't like that. I like karaoke.
Oh, you can't draw and sing at the same time, can you?
No, I like violence. I like if you suck.
Oh, you like
people can karate
karaoke.
Right.
Combo.
See, Rob, this is what we got to work with here.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Yeah, but we won't do that song because that's too obvious. We'll do zombie.
Yeah, that's perfect. No. Now you're hitting it. You're hitting that high note perfectly.
Yeah. See?
No, you're a dude. Sing like a dude. Don't go for the high notes. Make them all low.
Okay, like zombie.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Zombie.
Mm-hmm. I can't stand dudes.
Wait a minute. You sound like Cookie Monster. What version are you doing?
Oh,
that's perfect. I hate dudes who try to sing like women. It's not manly.
So that the whole Bee Gees thing just doesn't work for you? So when they
sing Boys to Men, all those guys, they're all bitches.
So when they sing like More Than a Woman, like more than a woman to me. Like he's basically talking about himself, right?
There's
But
there's a
he's
guy on YouTube. It's Frog Leap. It's Frog Leap Studios, and he does heavy metal versions of lots of the popular songs, including some Bee Gees songs. He will make the shittiest disco 70s crap sound awesome.
You know what, Rob? I agree with you. This is why you and I get along. Because also, I'll tell you, everybody's going to hate me for this, but there's a guy named Robert Plant, and there's a band called Led Zeppelin, and I swear, there are times that I just want to hit that guy. Like,
oh my god,
I don't like them either. And
Yeah,
so many groups copied them with that high singing. Dudes doing the high singing. Ugh.
No. Let's see what Clint has to say.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
You're
Led
all
Zeppelin,
wrong.
guys that sing with the high voice, those false
You're all
notes,
wrong.
right?
The Bee Gees are awesome.
No.
And I admittedly have terrible music taste. Everyone tells me I have terrible music taste. So let that.
All right, I want to hear just one defense of the Bee Gees, like, and you
The
wait,
harmonies,
and you can't-
the brothers' harmonies, man.
The money. That's
Yeah.
that's their defense. They made so much money.
You know, the best argument is like I asked Greg Capullo this, and he's like, "Yeah, the Bee Gees." I go, why? You know, Greg Capullo is a big metalhead, right? And I go, why? And he goes, because in the day you could get laid if you said Bee Gees fan.
That was going to be the next thing I said. Is there's always chicks. There's always chicks at the high singing guys. Girls love that.
And you know what?
It's
kind of true.
Dance beat so they can shake their ass.
Right. It even works if you, in the day, if you took your best girl or a girl on a date to go see, what was it, Saturday Night Fever?
Mm-hmm.
You got something. You got something.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that movie?
Yeah,
It
go
even
to
works.
a Metallica concert, and all you're doing is getting shoved around by sweaty, gross dudes.
Oh, I don't go to those either. I listen to the music. That's what DVDs and CDs are for.
Hey, Rob, I agree. I agree with you 100%, man. All that shit's gay. But you know what? It's hard to argue with, a little lady act.
Yeah, but the money
gay,
will bring it either way. So
it's only gay until you're getting some off of a hot chick.
Hey, Todd.
A T-shirt.
Yes.
I have something to say about your cards. If there's certain cards that people buy more than others, just do those cards.
Yeah.
If it's just hot titty chicks or Wolverine,
pander, Todd,
But
sell out.
it's like people have sort of they call their main, like, oh, this person collects Wolverine.
Mhm.
If I did a Wolverine a week, she'd probably buy it, but I don't want to target her like that.
Yes,
What do you mean, but? What do you mean, but? You do it. You know what? Look at it this way, Todd, is that, like there are artists that have, what do they call those? Like patrons. They have people that support them. Like, they have gallery shows, and they might only have like 2 or 3 people, but these people have deep pockets. So guess what?
Yeah.
Pander to those people, right?
I do to a degree, but not to a degree that, like, it's not fun to just draw.
Yeah, you
can draw Venom all day. Venom's not even a hard character.
Hey, John Romita Sr. did those cards. He did 1,000 Spider-Man heads, exactly the same.
Right.
There you go.
But I can't get away with that.
You know what? I agree. God, Rob, something's going on. Something's in the water.
Wait,
wait. You and I are agreeing because, pander, dude, make the money. Do it.
But there's also exploration where I've gotten better. Where
it's a trading card. It's a freaking trading card, dude. This isn't high art.
Hold on. That it's intimidating character like Ghost Rider, right? I'm
gonna kick you out of this shit.
No, wait. That's it. There are certain intimidating characters. Like, do I want to draw Galactus? But if I conquer Galactus, then somebody might spot and go, "Oh, that's really good. I like that." Like, I'm trying to do something where I'm not trying to do higher, but I'm trying to get better at things that are like I consider intimidating, or you could even say a weakness. right?
Mhm.
We know what I'm not weak at females, right? I draw a good female.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But fire coming out of a skull,
No,
that was intimidating. But
Well,
I conquered it. I really lit it like nice and hot
Yeah,
around here, and it came
Did
out.
you sell it though?
Oh yeah, I sold it for my price too.
Well,
Good.
that's a good point though. That's because with art, if you can challenge yourself, and you're always challenging yourself, even if you don't get a quick economic return on it, you
Right.
are getting better,
Right.
and that's really what art's about.
Well, you know
art
what
is
else?
about
Like
making money so you can pay
everything
your
that you're
bills.
doing, Todd, everything you're doing is a challenge because you're drawing on card.
Oh God,
That's
yeah.
it. Like I'll tell you right now, I can't do it. I can't do it.
No, those cards are gorgeous. You're doing, Todd.
It's
Mhm.
too
One
much.
thing that if you ask around too, and I know you guys are going to kill me for this, but if I have a card that's been hanging around here a long time and it isn't moving or isn't selling, I'll stick it in. If somebody paid my price
Don't
for
do
my
it. Don't
card
say
and
it.
didn't try to say, oh, can I get this for a little less or whatever? If they paid my price, I'll stick that card in there so they get a freebie card.
Yeah, if it's been sitting, then who cares? Yeah.
No, you put it in a pile, you put it in the sleeve, and the next time you go to a con, you have all these cards.
No.
So
Yeah. Well, let me go to the chat. So we got Edwin the Ace. Thank you for hanging. Hell peeps. We got Santiago. I worked as a security for the singer of the Cranberries. That Irish girl was always drunk and high as hell, and
that's why she died.
than a goose.
That's why
You know
she
what?
died.
I think we're speaking ill of the dead. I think she passed. So R.I.P. I don't know her name, but I thought that was a pretty cool song. Flatty one says disco is the what is that word? I know what the what is that? Epitome. Thank you. Of musical perfection. Without we would not have Dazzler Iron Man on roller skates.
Exactly. Where would Dazzler have been? We wouldn't have got Taylor Swift
We
as
wouldn't
Dazzler
noticed.
in Deadpool.
Yeah, and you probably caught a fever after that date. Caught a fever. It's something from the crabs, baby. Midas, the answer is DC because they follow the trends set by Marvel to get outrage boost. This is what the word I was thinking. Whales. So you need a whale, Todd.
Yeah, I do need a whale.
You just need two. Like when you go to a con, if you have two guys can make a convention.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, if they buy a bunch of pages, you're just.
I had
like,
a dude.
oh
if I drew Micronauts, he loved Micronauts, and like he just wanted Micronaut stuff, and I was more than happy to oblige. I liked Micronauts. So.
There is one guy out there that buys all my cheeky cards, the ones that have some nudity.
Oh, see, there you go. Yeah,
we love those guys too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get the cheeky out there. It's never bad. It's never bad if you're getting paid. So that's all good. But you know what? I wanna get into some real quick because I want to promote. So let's get into this this whole pirate queen slave girl stuff.
Well, you have it pulled up. I
believe this is live right now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is Clint's new book. This is Pirate Queen versus Slave Girl, two exotic and erotic warriors from different sides of the galaxy face off for the first time. Look at that number, man. 13K, you're almost 14K, 111 backers. You got 3 days left. This is awesome, dude.
Nope, we're off to a great start. Saturday is the closeout for the first 30 days. So we're kind of getting towards the end here, and I want to get a big push for the weekend. I'd love to hit 15, 16,000. That would be terrific in the first 30 days, but I've got all the variant covers. I've got 4 regular variant covers that you can choose from. And then I have an adult nude variant bundle. You get all 3 of the adult nude bundle all together. And then you can get, for the bigger reward, you can get all 7 variants. You get the trading cards. You get the lenticular hologram cover. You get 2 original art adult sketches from me, one a Pirate Queen, one a Slave Girl. that's kind of the big bang for your buck there. So definitely a lot of fun, awesome stuff in here. And it's the culmination of 4 books: Pirate Queen books 1 and 2, Slave Girl book 1, and Slave Girl versus Pirate Queen. This is closing it up. The whole series ties together. I've got all the books available. You can get them as add-ons when you're checking out. So if you missed anything along the way, everything's available. There's one of the that's actually one of my favorites of the nude variants. So definitely check out the site, the campaign, check out all the different covers. And if you missed any of the books along the way, you can still pick them up now and complete the series. So yeah, I'm really stoked for the way it's been going, and really want to close out the 30 days in kind of big fashion this weekend. So if you guys haven't checked out the page yet, check it out, and definitely click on the link, because you can't find this. It is Shadow Band on Indiegogo. Again, I'm assuming all my stuff will be going on out. It's unfortunate, but you do need that direct link to find the campaign. So definitely click on the link that I think Art probably has it in the description.
Yeah, the link is in the description, as is the Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. The pre-launch sign up and Death Raider is in there.
Interior art pages from the book there, so you can see what it'll look like when it comes out. And this book is more than halfway finished. I was working on it today. I plan on having it done this summer. I'm really I'm waiting on the printer. The printer made a move with Greco, and it's kind of slowed up the printing process, but I should be shipping out Maidens of Mayhem already, but I will be shipping that out soon, and I expect to be shipping this book out hopefully like September. So it's, I keep these books moving along, so there are no long waits. There are no year-long waits for my comics. I have my books usually done by the end of the campaign, and I'm shipping them out. So that's one thing I can, can say about my books. No judgment.
There's a panel here I got to comment on.
Yes, it's really good.
Great. Like this one right here.
Yeah.
Like I get like these cool Galaxy Quest vibes, like the aliens and stuff.
I love Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, this is cool. I like the green, like the second to the left.
The lizard head dude.
Yeah, I like the armor and the way the neck, the little column thing is holding his head up and stuff. That's really cool, dude.
Yeah,
I really like that.
No, this
I like
book,
this skull guy.
What's that?
There's the red face skull kind of guy. Yeah. That popped out at me big time.
No,
yeah, the Mr. Freeze kind of like dome head. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was a fun book. I mean, this whole series has been fun for me to work on, and there's more stuff like this in it. So yeah, if you like that, just wait. There's lots of action, lots of new characters. So I've got my Lobo-esque character in it. He's kind of a nod to Lobo. What was the one that Rob did that was a big Lobo ripoff?
Blood Wolf.
Blood Wolf.
Yeah,
it's kind of all that. Yeah, the hair was great, and it kind of takes like a lot of Pirate Queen is like taking jabs at Star Wars, Star Trek, any kind of sci-fi stuff. I do a big jab at Lobo with this character, and there's a page in there where he's in a space bar, and just kind of fun stuff. So if you kind of enjoy Lobo and stuff from DC, there's some good nods to that in the book too.
Will you guys go check that out? What's that, Rob?
Does the Lobo kind of character have a space motorcycle, Clint?
He probably will have something like that. It doesn't show up in the storyline because he like gets onto the planet out of sight or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the space bar, I don't know if I put the space bar. I should pull it. We'll come back to it, and I'll let Art know when I can pull it up, because the spacebar scene, you guys will get a kick out of.
Yeah, it's a great book, you guys. The link is in the description. I put a link in the chat as well. So click on that, go back a book real quick, and come on back. And let's all say hi to Comic Book Bob. Man,
Yeah.
this is
Sorry, I'm late.
No, I thought
We're glad you made it, Bob.
Yeah, like I'm glad you got here because I heard I think in the green room you were saying you had to do some family stuff.
I was playing chauffeur. So, but a couple of things got canceled. So I was like, oh, good. I get to go home.
You know what, Bob? It's probably not good to chauffeur when you're, drunk.
Makes it exciting.
If you're the only one, that can walk a straight line,
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Then you become the chauffeur, right?
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
driving.
It's like, how much did you have? You just got a buzz. All right, you're the designated. It's like we were in high school.
Oh,
I was gonna say, it sounds like me in college. I always told everybody the car knew the way home.
Yeah.
Hey, quick story. When I was a kid, just drunk, drunk story. Okay, we're going to the forum. So the thing is,
yesterday.
It's not too far from my house. Like I was LA County, the forum, LA forum. And so we were going to go see Styx in the day. It was like 70s, right? And so my friend had this cool Mustang. He was older than us. So there was me and then another friend who was even younger than me, right? So this guy had his license. He could drive. So, yeah, I'll drive. And so we're drinking, kind of like we're making mixed drinks. I forget what it was. Like it was 7-Up and gin or something like that.
Mixed drinks in the car.
Yeah, in the car, yeah. But like kids with a 7-Up bottle and whatever.
Ours in the back with the shaker.
Yeah, with the shaker, right? And so after a while, we ran out of like mixers, so we're just drinking the gin straight right out of the bottle. So we finally get to the forum, and then my friend, it's clear, like I don't even know how we got there. Like he was so drunk, he couldn't get out of the car, and I'm like, holy shit, right? So we carried him into the show. And as a kid, you're not thinking how we're going to get home, right? You're just thinking, oh, we got to get in there to see Styx, right? So we get in there, and we're in the loge, we're in the nosebleeds because it's all we could afford because we're punk kids. He pukes onto the guy in front of us.
Oh,
huge dude. And then I'm like, oh shit, right? And so my friend, he's got some of it on him. He's just kind of passed out. So when the guy turns, he's doing this with the puke, and it's flying back in this guy's face, right? So I'm like, hey, dude, I'm so sorry. My friend just had too much to drink. And I said, and this was the day they would sell alcohol to kids, right? So I go, I'll buy you a beer, and I'll get you a bunch of napkins, whatever, and we'll just call it, even. And so he agreed to it. So he calmed down. I went and bought him a beer, came back with a bunch of napkins, right? So we watched the show. But like I said, not ever thinking how we were going to get home, right? So we go back to the car. He's still out of it. Like he's passed out, right? So then I'm like, oh shit, how are we going to do this? And then my younger friend is like, hey, you should drive us home. And I'm like, I've never really drove a car before. And he's like, you can do it. And I'm like, I don't even know how we got here. I don't know the directions. I don't know anything. And then so we figured out Imperial Highway is right there. There's an Imperial Highway by our house. So in theory, if we got on Imperial Highway, we could drive all the way to Norwalk. And luckily, that's what we did. And we got home. And guess what? I had to drop him off at his house because he had the car. And then I had to walk at like 2 o'clock in the morning to my house.
How old were you, Art?
I was probably, I don't know, like 14, 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You grow up fast.
I've got a drunk walking story. I went to this club. I'm in my 30s, and I didn't realize how much I was drinking. 2 o'clock in the morning, the club closes. I go out and sit on a park bench because I'm just kind of like, oh, I can't drive yet. Let me just hang out. I'm just sitting there. I'm watching the cops, kind of make sure. There was always cops in the parking lot after the club closes. And I'm watching everybody leave, and I'm like, man, I am hammered. I watch a station wagon run over one of those handicap signs. It sounded like a gunshot when it hit the asphalt. Like I'm just sitting there and just watched it just like completely run over. It was so loud. And then I was so shocked that the cops did nothing. The cops that were still hanging out, milling around, did nothing about it. I'm like, all right, whatever. I get a cab because there's still some cabs floating around. I take a cab. I'm like, I'm so drunk. I'll go to Denny's. I'll eat at Denny's. I'm at Denny's. I have 2 meals at Denny's. I was probably at Denny's for 3-4 hours. I'm like, there's these random teenagers hanging out at Denny's that are sitting with me and we're having conversations and I'm slowly starting to sober up. But it took so long to sober up that the guy that I had contacted for the cab had left the shift. Nobody would pick me up. And I had to walk like 5 miles back to my car, back to the club. And it was at a time when there was a ton of construction. And there's only one way that I knew actually how to get back to the club. So I'm like walking down the side of the highway with this crazy construction. I'm walking in and out of like construction ditches up and over. And I didn't get home till like 8:30 in the morning the next day. And I'm like, I had mud up to my knees on me. Like, wow, my roommate's like, what kind of night did you have, Rob?
So Rob, you were one of those like I drink alone guys, huh?
Sometimes because I would go out by myself. Yeah.
Oh shit, you're
wolf.
Go out by myself to chase women. Yeah.
I drink alone.
Nobody else.
One scotch, one bourbon, one
scotch, and one beer.
blurred together.
All right, Clint. Well, we're
Lovey-dovey.
gonna put the spotlight on you. Let's get some of the dirt out of the way, and then I got something fun. We're gonna do. It'll be like who's the copycat, DC or Marvel. So we'll play that game.
Here, I did pull up the page first before we jump to the stories. I'll just flash this because I think you guys will get a kick out of how much I'm ripping stuff off here.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do that later. Okay.
I just got it pulled up now, so I'll just go through it quick. So this is my
your homage.
Yeah, this alien sports bar there. Nobody looks familiar at all.
No.
Oops. And hey Bob, you're sitting in my seat. The name is Starwolf, pal. And I don't give a fuck about your seat. No copyright violation so far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hit that bitch.
Don't start shit you can't finish, Junior.
Oh my god,
it's kind of hard to scroll here. What a couple of
hands. Cool.
I was looking for a good fight. So this is Starwolf. He's the alien bounty hunter, hot on the Pirate Queen's ass. So
nice.
For the
just
Pirate
some
Queen's
of the
ass.
Just some of the fun of Slave Girl versus Pirate Queen.
Yeah.
I throw lots of stuff in there. So
that guy drinks alone too.
He does. Speaking of drinking alone, that's kind of how I imagine Rob is at the bar there, just taking his shots of whiskey and turning around
without the fighting,
punching out the 2 toughest guys on the bar, and dusting his coat off. He's like, I'm heading to Denny's for breakfast. It's so bad.
Well, I thought, hey Rob, with the 2 Denny's meals and all that, I thought this was going to end in horrible, fluid. But I'm glad.
Crippling diarrhea.
Oh no, because I timed it. I ate a meal when I first got there, and then I ate a double cheeseburger meal when I first got there, and then I think I had a chicken sandwich or something.
You know what we used to call those? We used to call those party professionals. Where it's kind of like you prep for the drink.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The weirdest thing was like it's like 4:30 in the morning, and there's like 15-year-old girls hanging out at a Denny's. I'm like, I remember going, what are you guys doing here? I know why I'm here. I'm sobering up.
Give me another coffee. Yeah, give me another.
Those girls are pregnant before they graduate high school.
Oh God.
Had to wear the extra. Start out with how bad the Acolyte is, or I've got more Avengers stuff. So maybe we should.
Dude, you can sum that show up in like 3 seconds, man. Yeah. It's shit. It's all shit. It's just a pile of shit.
Adulterated shit. Here, I'll pull up the one. We'll get past this as quick as.
Hey, did you guys see it firsthand?
I tried to watch it last.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I won't touch it again. It's just it's that bad.
It had the highest premiere of all the Star Trek or Star Wars episodes.
Yeah, because, you know why? Because everybody was hate watching it.
Yeah, I think, and that's the sad thing is they're getting hate watch views now, and it's like they don't even deserve that. It's so bad.
So I can't I said, you know what, let me see if it's the thing, and I was like, yeah, this is awful. So
yeah, so
that'll be the end of it for me.
It's every bit what South Park is like. Make her a woman, make her gay, make her black.
Yeah,
it's that's like the entire plot. I was telling somebody, it is the illusion of Star Wars wrapped around trans gay messaging. That's all it is. There is no real Star Wars left to it. There is no story. It's just pandering and pushing their agenda. And I mean,
it's every LGBTQIA 3 4 5 7 9 trope that you could possibly think of.
Well,
with a good healthy dose of racism, with a very thin coat of Star Wars paint.
Or is this like a committee thing? Is this what we're seeing? Are we seeing?
No, this is basically. I think Kathleen Kennedy realizes that with everything going on with Disney, everything that she's probably on her way out the door.
I think they've got their foothold and they're not going anywhere. Star Wars is dead.
Well, yeah, she's going somewhere.
It's Leslie Headland. Like I think you might be right. Like Kathleen Kennedy. If not, like she's thinking she's on the way out and she's looking for her acolyte, if it's not that, she's definitely looking for somebody to like strengthen numbers, right? So if she gets Leslie Headland on her side, then she can move this in the direction that she wants, because this is obviously like this harkens back to the Force is female, because what I heard is like the worst atrocity with this is that they're redefining the Force from what I understand.
Well, the Force apparently came from a lesbian woman.
Right. They're saying that the Force is female. They're not.
And the main character literally has two mothers.
Right. So they're not saying like that it's like it's a religion or it's this thing, kind of like this like
if you thought midichlorians were bad, just wait.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
And so from what I hear, like that is the biggest like problem, because it's going to be hard or impossible to come back from, because they're actually defining the Force. And from what I hear, George Lucas hasn't been very happy lately, and I got a strong suspicion it's because of that. Because that's the crux of the Jedi, the Jedi's period, that they have like this Force, and that it wasn't necessarily ever really, there was never a clear definition. It was always like the Force is everything. It's this energy, it's whatever. And then they said it's the midichlorians, it's in your blood, but that still doesn't shit on the original idea. But this, from what I understand, does.
What I would really love to know is how much Kathleen Kennedy hates George Lucas. Because, I mean, she's done everything she possibly can to shit on Star Wars and his legacy. And, I mean, granted, he got whatever is $4 billion, but still, you have some attachment to your creation. And at every turn, she's just tried to tear it down and turn it into, like, this female, the Force is female, DEI, just an aberration of what Star Wars originally was.
The thing is, I think it's also, you have what is his name, Bob Iger. So you have an agenda guy that's running the entire corporation, So if you have somebody in there that's flexible, like Joe Biden used to be kind of like a moderate, he was a Democratic moderate, even his buddy that Manchin, is bailed on him because it's like, I don't know who this guy is anymore. Mm-hmm. So you could have like this corruption. I'm not saying that Kathleen Kennedy wasn't already leaning towards that, or like even that Joe Biden was a good guy before, but they weren't exactly that yet. But as soon as somebody gives them permission, like a Bob Iger or something, then all of a sudden it's like, it's like it's on. Let's do it.
Isn't it a Disney money thing too? They don't want to use any of the George Lucas's original creations because then he gets a royalty check.
Oh, that's probably part of it. But
they keep coming up with all this new stuff but you
can create new stuff that doesn't suck. The first season of Mandalorian was like entertaining.
But the first season of Mandalorian, George got a fat check because they paid him for a lot of stuff that's in there. It's like that's why they changed certain things in the movies and everything was because they didn't want to pay him royalties. So everything that came before,
I suppose, Mandalorian's derivative of Boba Fett. Grogu is derivative of Yoda.
So he's getting you've got like the OG Stormtroopers. You've got there's a lot of George's universe in there, and then as the show goes on, it kind of moves away a little more. But the thing with George Lucas, though.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The thing with George Lucas, though, is that sometimes he backs him and sometimes he doesn't. So it's kind of like he wants to protect his stock options, the money he's making from his stock options and everything, because he's the next to the Jobs family. I think he's the largest stock owner in Disney now.
Oh, was that part of the Star Wars payment?
That was part of the Star Wars payment. He didn't get all that in cash. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I always thought he got it in cash.
I was going to say they paid him $4 billion and they still have to pay him like character residuals and shit.
Yeah. Well, no, they do. There is a part of that, and that's why they've moved so far away from it.
Well, also by doing that, you're taking care of your family as well. So if he gets residuals from the usage of these characters, for however many years, then he's kind of summing up or taking care of his family down the line, which is pretty cool. I heard like what Walt Disney did is I think all the merch that's sold at Disneyland goes to his daughters. Like there's something like that he arranged with Disney, that there was this money that would be set aside for his kids. And I think these things, we're not there yet, but when we get there, we're gonna be doing all this shit, taking care of our families and doing all this, taking care of stuff, keeping the IP in our family.
Live forever. What are you talking about, Art?
Well, yeah, but it helps. It'll go to you then. Yeah. But I think that George
coming to me.
Yeah, that George has to there's money, but then there's your baby. You know what I mean? There is ego and there is an attachment to it. And the reason I don't think you see George being more verbal about it is because he did sell it and he made a decision and he's got to live with it. You know what I mean? You can't bitch too much about it. Nobody put a gun to your head. Nobody forced you to do it. At the time, he thought it was a good idea. I think his biggest mistake was that Kathleen Kennedy. And between her and that Leslie Headland, they have to know where all the bodies are hid, because Headland worked with, what was that?
Weinstein. She was his assistant. Yeah.
Personal assistant.
Yeah. And man, you bring that up and they get pissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because she should have got me right out of there. She was probably the chick that was leading the actresses up to Weinstein's hotel room.
She was probably like, "Hey, let me get your sloppy seconds here."
And that's probably why she went gay, because then she couldn't be touched, right? It's like
her and Kathleen Kennedy. Look at how much the two of them have in common. They were second in commands for the big Hollywood guy.
That's why I made
they were personal assistants.
They got that connection. They both have that bitterness about their male bosses, and now they've got their greedy little hands on something that's worth something to people, and they'll never let it go.
I don't
trying to say that Kathleen Kennedy is going to get fired. She would have been already.
Well, the thing is now they can get rid of her, and it doesn't change anything, because
they wanted to fire her.
Yeah,
they wanted to fire her, but she has so much support staff around her that they knew that if they fired her, they literally wouldn't be able to move forward with any of the Star Wars.
Yeah,
they'd have to.
and Bob Iger with this DEI and all this crazy shit. He's
not
pretty
going
much
anywhere.
made her bulletproof. Like, because if he fires her, she's so high profile, then he looks like a hypocrite, right? So the thing, what's going to happen, if anything happens, is there's going to be an agreement behind closed doors, and Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, if indeed it gets to that point, she's going to step down on her own, and she's going to get a big celebration party of how amazing she is and all this other stuff. That's how these things are done, and then she's going to walk away. But I don't think anything's going to change.
I don't think she's going anywhere.
Fire her. Why would you fire her? It's not going to make any difference.
They've been grooming Dave Filoni to take over for her.
Yeah,
they're not going to give it to Dave Filoni.
Oh, I disagree. I think they will. Because right now at this point, Kathleen is basically done.
How many years has it been since the original trilogy, and Kathleen Kennedy stepped in it right away, and people have been begging for them to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy for almost a decade now.
Yeah, you got to understand something though. She's at the point now where she's done what she wants to do. She doesn't really need to stay there anymore. So
doesn't need to. That doesn't mean she's going to leave willingly.
Yeah, look at Joe Biden.
She's also got. I mean, she's also got. She's got a major golden parachute too.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They're going to, if she's going to exit, it's going to be celebratory.
I didn't say they're going to get rid of her like that.
To do whatever. There's going to be this.
I don't think she's going anywhere though. She's got her clutches in it.
But if it does happen, that's the way it's going to
happen.
They're not just firing her. I don't think.
No. I didn't say they were just going to outright fire her like that. I'm saying she's going to get transitioned out. No pun intended. She's going to get transitioned out with Filoni stepping into the place where she's at, and she's going to become more like a board director or something like that.
I think that's wishful thinking on the fans' part, and I wish you were right, Bob. I would love to see Filoni in charge. I would love to see.
I think Filoni's just more the same.
With Filoni, Favreau, I would love to see Favreau still have his hand in it, but I don't see a good.
Favreau's already been pushed out.
Favreau's
done. But that's what I'm saying. Like even if she does step away from being the head of that and become more like a board director, which is what a lot of them do when they're done, it's going to be the exact same thing because everybody talks about Dave Filoni like he's so great. The only reason why Dave Filoni has done so well is because he had people like Jon Favreau come in and do creative for him. But if also, you look at like this show, this Acolyte show, this is actually Jon Favreau's baby. He loves this show, so he's more of the same, really.
Well, also Dave Filoni he worked real close with George. So they say that like George liked him, but the thing is, these guys can all be bought and sold. There's no coming back. Even if Jon Favreau came back or Dave Filoni or got more power, it isn't going to matter, man. They've gone so far with destroying the fundamental IP, the world, all that stuff. And also the fan goodwill. It's gone. It is completely gone. Like, you're not going to get that back. So you can keep placating this imaginary audience that you think you have, but it's never going to be that again. It is a dead franchise. And I did a live stream. It was yesterday. It was yesterday morning. And I was talking to the chat about like this Falcon and like this Captain America Falcon, whatever the hell this thing's called. But the thing is, thinking about it, like everybody's going for all this external stuff. Why it's not going to work? Why it's not going to work? The main reason it's not going to work is because that character, the Falcon, he doesn't have super soldier. He has no super strength. It cannot work. It will not work. It doesn't. You can't do it. Period. That's it. He can't throw the shield. He can't catch the shield. He can't take a blast from the shield. He can't do any of that super soldier stuff with the shield. It's a ridiculous idea. It's not going to work. So fundamentally, they're fucked. The whole franchise is fucked because you can fix that. That would be the right thing to do. But if they move forward with that, it's a lie. Everybody fan of that stuff knows that there's no way that the Falcon could do those things. And
Yeah.
and they're all in the back of their mind, they're thinking that the Winter Soldier needs a redemption arc. That would be the redemption arc. He knows, he grew up with Steve Rogers, all that stuff. He's a man out of time as well. So you have all that going for you. That's what you need to do. But that's not what they're doing. So for whatever reason, they're doubling down on that, and it's not going to work. They can reshoot as much as they want.
They reshot it how many times now?
Well, they also you gotta realize something. I don't know if you guys watched that Falcon and the Winter Soldier show.
Yeah.
They've already completely bastardized everything.
Yeah,
they had he's a normal guy, but somehow he's able to throw the shield and everything. He's able to do exactly.
Well, have you noticed they always have it like his wings are assisting him, like he's always doing a weird wing maneuver flip.
Well, even before he did that, they showed him training with the shield, and he's bouncing it off of trees and stuff like that. And it's that's not supposed to be the way that it works.
No.
But they basically what they did in that show was they said nothing about Steve Rogers actually matters.
right.
Well, sure, because he's white.
Yeah, well,
he's leading.
and then they even went further and said, had a guy he recreated the super soldier serum, so now they can have as many super soldiers as they want.
Yeah, that was ridiculous as well. And the thing is, when I was talking yesterday on the Hullabaloo show, one person in the chat said, the thing is, like Captain America with the shield, is he's also razor sharp. He's very smart. So it's like a guy shooting pool. He can figure out the angles, like he can bounce this off of that, and it will bounce off this and all this stuff. Like he can do all the trigonometry or whatever in his head, and he knows how it's going to play out. The Falcon doesn't have any of that.
No,
So his suit could do it. His goggles.
Well,
They
and
could just show it that way.
and in the comics,
Redbird will figure it out.
In the comics, that's what they did. He had basically technology helping him do this, and when he would do things with the shield stuff, it's when he was flying. He would use the wings as assist. But in the show, they don't do any of that.
Yeah. That practice scene.
It was just because they can't have it. He can't be less than Steve was.
Hey, Art, I'm going to give you the super soldier formula, but it won't make you bulletproof. So when you go out to fight good guys or bad guys, do you think maybe you should wear a plate carrier?
Well, you mean like Batman does?
Or like the whole Captain America and Falcon TV show made no sense. All those millennials running around with, hey, you got super strength, but you're not bulletproof. Maybe you should do something about that. No, I want regular gangsters to be able to kill me.
I know the one guy, he wasn't shield proof.
Oh yeah. Oh, the guy that everyone's like, he murdered him. I'm like, that dude just
He's
killed
a terrorist.
His best
He just killed his partner, and
not even just his partner, his best friend. He just murdered the dude.
Let's all think of him as the bad guy.
Yeah.
That was the last. That was it. I stopped watching all that Disney Plus stuff after that. That thing was so horrible.
Ham-fisted, just shoving liberal ideology down your throat, and it's
the best part was when
the guy just took out a terrorist who was trying to kill people and who just
tried to kill him.
And we're supposed to feel bad about it. I wish he literally was even bloodier.
Literally before that, the reason why his friend died is because they were about to kill him.
Yeah.
Exactly. They were about to kill John Walker, and his friend stopped him, and then they murdered him. So it's like, really? He's the bad guy?
Are you saying that show didn't sell you on the albino black girl with the freckles?
Oh, no, They cast her in every commie liberal role they can find.
That she was like that. She also played the main villain / misunderstood person in Solo. And that was such a dog shit. Bad. It was so bad, man.
Yeah. Wait, is Solo was that the Indian girl?
No, in the Solo, the Star Wars story.
She was one of the rebels. She was one of the rebels at the end.
She was the big bad, I'm a badass, and then she takes it home. It's like, really, this chick?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just misunderstood.
I watched
let me read this. Danky Frankie says, didn't the Falcon try to get a loan with no collateral? Bank wouldn't give it to him, cause no shit. You don't have any collateral. How are you gonna get a loan? They would have done that to anybody, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. It wouldn't have mattered.
What was so stupid about it was we know that Tony Stark made a fund to take care of all of the heroes after he died. Like after he died, like that's why Peter Parker was taken care of. That's why, like, he literally created a fund to like even fix all the damage during their battles and everything. But he couldn't get a freaking loan.
It didn't fit their storyline.
Yeah,
so
like,
they conveniently forgot about Tony Stark knows billions of dollars.
Yeah, and everybody knows that he was one of the Avengers that helped save the freaking world. But he can't get a loan because he's black.
Falcon could have sold his wings on the black market and probably gotten all the money he would have needed.
All he had to do was go to a freaking convention and just sign signatures for like $100 a pop, and he walk out of there with $500,000.
But this is exactly what they're doing with the Acolyte. There's people that just like Chris Wozniak always says, they just don't understand the source material. Either they don't understand or they don't care to learn.
They don't care, Art. They don't want care.
Yeah, they have contempt for it, and so they're just doing their own thing, and they're all patting themselves on the back, like, you know, we're reinventing the wheel. We're better than the old guard. And if you don't get it, then F you. You know,
it's not even trying to be better. It's just about taking popular IPs and shoving their message down your throat.
Yeah. It's
IPs
that
you should care about. That's all it is.
Yeah.
My problem with the Acolyte was, I don't know if you guys watch Picard. It's the same exact plot as season 2 of Picard, where there was twins.
Yeah.
One was good, one was bad.
Yes.
Dude,
it's
the same thing.
Season 2 of Picard was so bad, and it was so badly received. They had to literally surrender and give everybody what they wanted for season 3.
Season 3 was freaking awesome, man.
Yeah,
well, it was new generation. That's all people wanted. They wanted
new generation. Everybody said from the start that we want next generation. They're like, no, you're going to take this new thing that we're going to do, and they're going to push this. And then basically it was so bad, they're like, oh shit, we better give them what they want. We're out of a job.
But that shows you how easily you can fix this stuff with people who care about the fans. Who care about what's come before. It's all about writing, and it's all about respecting the source material, and it's all about trying to give the fans what they want.
Yeah.
Season 3 of Picard was amazing.
Season 3 of Picard was light years better.
Star Wars could do that. They don't want to because Kathleen Kennedy's got her claws into it.
Yeah. Yeah, basically like Logic said, the Acolyte is black girl magic. Remember that stupid line from the Marvels?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's exactly
Black Girl Magic.
Yeah.
Did you see?
I need to read this because I'm getting schooled by Logic's finest. Art, you're wrong. The Acolyte is black magic or black girl magic, so it's stunning and
yeah.
Did any of you guys
black girl magic? I think that's hilarious.
Did any of you guys see Shane's stream where he talked about Disney was hiring someone to find out exactly what Marvel sales were?
Yeah, I did see that. So well, that's the thing though. Like as much as Bob Iger wants to deflect and everything, and as much as he's willing to empower this stuff like that, the stockholders are starting to get upset.
Well, no, this is for Marvel Comics. This is just for publishing.
Oh yeah,
because and Shane even explained how they've been separating Marvel publishing from Marvel merchandise and Marvel movies, so that now it will be Marvel publishing is it's on its own. It has to prove its worth and its budget. And also he talked about how easy it is for Marvel to publish more books and say that whatever they print is how much they're selling, but that's not true. And that person, that expert, would come in to make sure what are the actual sales and what is the money that's being generated, not what Marvel says sales are. Because, well, we printed 50,000 copies of this #1. Yeah, but you gave away a bunch of them and blah, blah, blah.
Well, it's about time Marvel was audited, I should say, because like for years, like you'd get your royalty statements, Rob, I'd get they were incentive statements, but they never furnished numbers. They never told you anything. It was just like, well, here's an incentive payment. It was
it's not about royalties though, Art. It's going to be let's kill publishing.
What's
Yeah.
that?
It's not going to be about royalties. It's going to be about killing the publishing. They'll just kill the
Well,
comic.
what I'm saying is, like, from our standpoint,
Yeah,
I
from
always
our standpoint,
wanted
yeah.
to edit. I always wanted an audit. I always
should
wanted
have.
to be able to audit Marvel and find out what those actual numbers were, because I know that they were lying about this stuff. And I remember having a conversation with Dan Jurgens, and Dan Jurgens said the same thing. He said, but to do that, if he got a lawyer, if he fought for, you know, an audit and all that, he would never work there again. You know what I mean? So that's
Jimmy did it. Yeah, Jimmy did it, and Marvel ended up having to cut him a big check.
Oh, Paul Miotti.
Yeah,
Jimmy Palmiotti, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
of course,
here's the
now he's
thing,
never
though.
worked there again.
But here's the thing, though. They're not going to release those numbers to the public.
no.
They will
No,
never,
no.
They will never do that. So
No,
But they'll be able to know the, like, the facts of it, and so
Yeah.
then they can actually. The thing is, you have to deal with the truth, because the only way you can fix something is to deal with it in an honest and true fashion. So if Marvel is like doctoring the numbers, then all of this stuff is just an illusion. So if your parent company has got wind that this might be all phony, then they need to know the facts. Otherwise, they don't know what to do with the company, right? They don't know what to do with Marvel Publishing if they don't know the exact numbers or what's going on. So do you keep it open? How do you fix it? Do you shut it down? You know, what do you do? And I think that it's good. And what I'm trying to say is I applaud it, man. It's not us, the freelancers, doing it, but it's Marvel's parent company, Disney, doing it. So let them squirm, man. Let them squirm.
Yeah, but this is Disney. This is Disney who cut budgets on Marvel as soon as they bought Marvel. They cut the publishing budget. So Disney's like, oh, well, let's see what you guys are really selling.
Well, wouldn't you cut the budget too? I would cut the budget.
No, because Disney immediately degraded Marvel by cutting the budget, and that's when DC scooped up all those guys. So you sweep their legs by cutting their operating budget, and then the books go to shit, and then you're like, hey, I think you're lying about the sales. Well, no shit, I'm lying about the sales. You guys cut our budget, and they probably have cut the budget since then. So it's literally, hey, you half killed us, and then you pushed us on an agenda that's killing us. I'm not defending Marvel.
You're talking like a guy that wants to go back to Marvel and work.
I'm talking like a guy who wants to be editor in chief of Marvel. Let's
There you go.
The thing is the money
shoot high.
Yes.
the money that Marvel makes as a publishing company is chump change to Disney. Like their whole operating profit margin or whatever Marvel publishing profits is nothing compared to like one Disney TV or movie project.
No, yeah, but that's not how businessmen look. Business guys don't look at it that way.
Licensing in itself.
No.
I'm not talking about
they
licensing.
separated.
I'm just talking about publishing.
I know, but you don't get that art without the publishing, right? You don't get Jim Lee's covers and all that they put on bedspreads, and so there is.
They have enough.
You can't cancel the one without keeping the other one.
Yeah, but they've got like 60 years.
You can.
You can have all the Marvel bedspreads you want with Jim Lee X-Men and Jack Kirby.
Well, also some of the most successful T-shirts and apparel are stuff from like the 60s and
the 60s stuff is way more popular, I would say.
Yeah, you see all kinds of T-shirts and stuff like that with the retro, the retro stuff in there. So I don't know, but I do want to see Marvel be accountable for their true numbers. And realistically, the only way things can get better is with a dose of truth and reality. And if that's what it takes, then that's what it's going to take.
I'm afraid they'll just go.
I wonder.
Shut it down. And then
I can't imagine anybody at Marvel editorial is thrilled to hear that Disney wants to see what the real numbers are.
Well, no, I bet you there are some people though, because some people are like, my books are selling really well, and I have to eat the cost of all this other shit. So they're probably like, I should be getting.
There's not too many people like that.
I know there's not that many people,
and not an editorial.
Not an editorial, no. But I'm like certain talent and certain people that are like, why is it my royalties have to suffer because this chick is this friggin' what's her name? I can't remember her name now. My brain.
Bob, they can never win. They can never win the conversation because all a businessman will do is bring up, well, this is what Jim Lee sold. This is what Art T-Bear sold. This is what Tom McFarlane sold. You could never have any power at Marvel Comics saying, look, we're selling 150,000 copies. Like 150,000 copies. Marvel used to cancel at 80.
Okay, but that was but at the same time, it's like Logic's like, that was 30 years ago.
They don't see it that way, though. If you're a businessman, you're just looking at the zeros and ones, man. I don't think they'd care.
Well, if that's the case, then every single book at Marvel would get canceled, except for maybe like 5 of them.
That's the idea. That's why you bring in that guy or lady to give them a very specific, this is actually what we're selling. And then Disney can go, oh, well, this doesn't even cover how much we have to pay on pensions and 401ks and everything else on our management staff, much less these freelancers we're getting from foreign countries. Just shut it down.
I'm just going to say this. There's no way you could justify the publishing division of Marvel or DC. And to be honest, like DC never did. It was always a tax write-off. From day one that I worked there, they let me know that. They said they don't, the parent company, Time Warner, whatever, they don't care. They don't care. And Marvel was a little different because Marvel worked kind of independently, even though they had a lot of corporate, overlords. They had Revlon. They've had all kinds of people that have owned that company, but they just owned it. They didn't really do much with it. But Marvel was more of like, we do have to justify our existence. So Marvel always worked harder. They always, tried to sell more. They always were way more progressive, in their approach to sell comic books.
Be careful with that word, Art.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is what it used to mean.
I know. Gone too far.
Yeah. But the thing is, like once you got your corporate overlords, and then the overlord lets you know where you stand, which is basically under their thumb. And they don't care. Then they just go, well, you know what? You're nothing to us. You're an IP farm at best, and a tax deduction. You know what I mean? So that's what they look like. It's like a tax loss, every year on their taxes, and they just write it all off. And then they have their IP farm, and then they move forward. But I think we're living in a different day and age. I think that
because the movies are losing money.
Exactly. So they're looking at every dollar right now. If those movies were doing well, they wouldn't give a crap. But they're not.
And I think that's why. And I think that's why so many of the stockholders at Disney are turning a hard eye towards what's going on because they're losing money. But the thing is with like even with all that happening, they still voted to keep Iger in charge. So it can't be that bad for them, at least.
Well,
as long as that's the case, I don't think they're going to change anything.
They're still rich.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. They're still billionaires. Yeah.
Well, Iger had the deck stacked. I mean, it was going to be next to impossible to pry him out of there anyway.
Yeah.
Well, what was it, Nelson Peltz? So the thing is, like it's kind of like that Leslie Headland where we're talking about the acolyte Kathleen Kennedy. You surround yourself with. They might not be good at their job, but they're kind of powerful and
loyal.
Encapsulate you. They can kind of insulate you from harm. And so Bob Iger has that, and it was very apparent when was it Nelson Peltz and then the other guy, the other ex-Disney guy came in. They just wanted 2 spots, on the stockholder panel or whatever it's called. That's all they wanted, and they didn't get it because it would have been the beginning of the end. Because everybody that was on that board, they were all Bob Iger loyalists, right? As soon as you let even one person in there, you have that deceit, right? You have that level
of a chink in the armor,
right? Like, oh, maybe we should do it this way. Maybe we should do it that way. And then that guy, I don't blame him, man. He just cashed out on his stock. I think was it earlier this week that Nelson
once he didn't make the takeover, he like got out of it completely.
But it was never really a takeover. See, that's the way like Iger wanted it to sound like they were trying to take Iger's job and they were trying to like take him down. They were never really trying to do that. They were just trying to get some kind of balance in that company.
Yeah.
Get another voice for the shareholders to have. So somebody else is representing the shareholders' interest, not just all these loyalists to Bob Iger, and that's completely fair. But just like with Kathleen Kennedy, you see these people are untouchable, man. That's probably the first thing they figure out is how to really insulate themselves from anybody coming in and doing anything to them or questioning them.
Yeah.
Which is a bad place to be as far as creating product.
Oh, yeah, or creativity or anything. And I mean, they only preach what they believe in. And I mean, they're all obviously far left, liberals, progressives, whatever you want to call them. And they're sending that messaging out through their companies. And they don't care that it's not selling or they're losing money. That's not their agenda. Their agenda is just to push the message.
Right.
I mean, that's what these companies have become. And it's been years now, if not a decade of this. And I don't know why anybody would think that it's going to suddenly change or get better. That's what this is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Disney's been taken over, and it's going to push all of its agendas through all of its IPs to the detriment of the company, to the detriment of the stockholders, to the detriment of making profits. And they don't care about that.
Yeah. And I think
that's where I came to like why I brought up that Captain America thing with Winter Soldier and the Falcon is it's not going to change. It's done. It's dead. It's gone. You know what I mean? Like these ideas are gone, and it's still hard for me to think like, what they still have the X-Men, they still have the Fantastic Four, they still have stuff that they could do. But the thing is, if you don't even understand the Falcon Captain America dynamic, you don't get that, then you're done. You're absolutely done. And then you're going to make another movie doubling down in a TV series based on that and all that stuff. It's a bad idea. You're building your house on a really horrible foundation, and it's never ever going to work. It's just going to.
That's what I'm going to be interested about, because I assume and think, and it looks like this way, that Deadpool Wolverine is going to be a monster smash in a summer that's been a dud, and like it's going to make a literal assload of money. It's going to be the biggest movie of the summer. Will that make a ripple in the Disney agenda? I don't know if it can at this point. Maybe just to kind of stave off critics, it could. But the way that Marvel has sunk after Endgame, I mean, this is going to be a pre-Endgame level Marvel movie that has that kind of success and fan support. But will it make a real change at Disney to say, okay, our Marvel movies have been bombing. We're giving people what they like again. Do we change anything? I don't know. They're talking about giving Sean Levy, director of Deadpool and Wolverine, he's in the mix now. They're talking to him to direct Avengers 5. Nothing's locked in, but I mean, it shows you that they have faith that Deadpool Wolverine is going to be a huge success.
Yeah,
because Avengers 5 is floundering now that they got rid of Kang. So
yeah, what was
they
you saying,
need
Rob?
someone to right the ship.
Did Levy? Is he the guy who wrote or he directed Iron Man 3?
No, that was Shane Black.
Shane Black.
Yeah.
Oh,
Predators.
okay.
Shane Black.
Okay, because he sucked.
He did. He's done like a couple of movies with
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. He did Free Guy, The Adam Project.
Yeah,
those are good
with Ryan Reynolds.
I think he did the Night at the Museum.
Please say the original, because those other ones.
Both of them actually. I think he did both of those.
Okay.
He's done like a
this
lot of
guy's
comedy
had some
stuff.
success.
Cheaper by the dozen.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question for you guys. Do you think Marvel Deadpool Wolverine is going to be big at the theater, or do you
I think it has
families are going to
potential.
wait?
No, I
Just
think it
wait
has.
for it to stream.
I think it has potential to be. I don't know if it's going to hit $1 billion, but I think it's going to be 800 million plus. It's going to be like because what it is people will still go see and make big movies. But I think what it is they're choosing them a lot more than they did before.
Yeah,
I think
I used to go to the movies once a week, and now I haven't been to the movie theater in 2 months.
I think it has a chance to do Endgame numbers for this reason. This summer has been a complete dud, other than Dune, and I think Godzilla Kong did okay, but it's going to come out at the end of July. It's going to be the only movie that people go see all through August.
Oh,
fans are going to go see it multiple times. It's going to have a month and a half in the theaters to be the #1 movie week after week after week. Nothing's going to unseat it because there's nothing coming out late that looks even remotely good.
Yeah. And it's got the member breaks. What are you saying, Tom?
And I'm surprised they're not launching it a little bit earlier in July, just so it has more time to eat up the whole summer. So I think it's going to be a monster. I don't know if it'll do Endgame numbers, but I think it has a chance.
You're definitely holding their water, though. I got to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got high praise for a movie that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, which in this climate is rare.
But I got something I want to show you.
Okay.
What's that, Todd?
I got something I want to show you.
Oh, the reason it'll do well, is it on topic or are we going to go off topic?
It's on topic.
Okay, well, let me read.
You're going to grill Todd before we allow him to show anything.
Yeah, you always derail the show. But the reason I think Deadpool, I don't want to see it. I don't really care. The time travel stuff I have no interest in it. I think it'll have some great action scenes, and maybe if I can find somebody that will drag me along to the theater, I'll go see it. But
I'll take you, Art. I'll fly down.
Yeah, just drag me along.
Road trip to Arts.
Sedate me with gin.
Just
sedate me with some gin, and I'll be yours. But the thing is, there's good fan like service, right? Because Deadpool has never betrayed the fan base, right? Ryan Reynolds loves the fan base. He goes, he talks directly to him. He doesn't talk down to him. He loves all that stuff. So there's really good response there. So I think the fan base is strong with that. Like, he hasn't betrayed them. And I think also that's why he's really fighting with Disney to keep control of the franchise as much as he can, because he wants to keep that fan connection there. And if he doesn't, it's just going to fade into all those other movies, all those other Marvel movies, because they have not been true to the fan. They have not cared about the fan. So I think it'll do well just because there is that kind of fan love for Ryan Reynolds, for that franchise. If the movie's bad or they screw it up or whatever, then I don't know for the next movie, but for this one, definitely. So I think it'll do well. So what is this, Todd?
This is I just signed. Wait, what?
They think he's playing GW Bridge.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
Hey, Bob, this is Todd's time to show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So they just signed this guy. We found out about it maybe 2 weeks ago. And this is the start of 22 days of reshoots for the Captain America movie. Wow, that's half a movie.
Days?
Yeah. That's 22 days.
And that's and that comes off of, I think, was it 2.5 months of reshoots before that?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I just want to say something. I just want to say something to you, Todd.
What?
How does this have anything to do with Deadpool and the summer blockbuster?
No, Todd just sent me this clip here. I've got it loaded here. You play the clip that I've got loaded. Todd just sent it to me.
Oh, thank you, Todd. Yeah. Redemption here.
Secret Wars is finally going to introduce. You get reception down here?
I don't have a phone.
It's coming from out there.
Hey, stop. You're in a movie theater, not the off room in your mom's nursing home. So turn your phone to silent or I'll shove it so far up your you'll have to answer it through your
No. Easy now. Easy now. So much testosterone. It's God, when you yell like that, it makes my vibrate.
This is the only reason I'm going to go watch this.
Yeah.
Listen, just turn your phones off. Or
I don't
put 'em
really
on
like
silent,
that.
whatever you prefer. I'm gonna take his neck veins for a walk now. Enjoy the film. Nice fourth wall break back there. I didn't think you had
Oh my
any.
God, that's hilarious.
No,
Yeah.
they do not like that word in America or Canada.
Hey Todd.
Or they-
Hey Todd.
Yeah.
Thank you for that clip. Yeah.
All right.
I just want everybody to know that
No.
Death Raider is my version of Wolverine meets Iron Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, Todd. What like seriously? What were you going to say though? I actually want to hear what you have to say.
No. I just wanted to point out that.
Well, wait.
this
Let
was
me
something-
back up. So we're done with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ,
so we're moving on to something else now, right?
Yeah, Iron Man 10.
Iron Man 10.
No,
What's Iron Man 10?
It was just to iterate that how bad we're going down the rabbit hole with money and reshoots. This movie won't have a chance to make its money back.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It'll
That's
be too
true.
expensive.
The budget already, and then they have to CGI a Red Hulk. There's no way this movie is gonna cover what their budget is for reshoots alone.
And who is he?
So is this
who's he
movie
playing?
Deadpool? Is this movie Deadpool and Wolverine we're talking about? Or is
No.
this-
It's connected to the
it's Captain
MCU, though,
America.
is what he's saying.
How dare you are.
like, is this retired Blade coming out of retirement? Who's
No.
he
it's
playing?
Bridge.
No,
Bridge.
from what
X-Force.
from what Rob Liefeld has been kind of hinting at and everything, this is supposed to be GW Bridge, and that this is and that because of that, they're
It's a
saying that
tie-in.
with this reshoot, there's a rumor that this reshoot they're trying to connect it to Deadpool and Wolverine
Tie it in.
through him
Oh,
through GW Bridge because
that's
GW Bridge
easy.
is a Rob Liefeld character who was connected with Cable.
And
And-
Which
and
Marvel tries to do that all the time. When they
Yeah.
have one successful thing, they try to tie all the
Yeah.
shitty things to it
Yeah,
just to try and get some shine off of it.
yeah, like they did with Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so they're saying that they think that because of this reshoot and everything, one of the big problems they've been having with Ryan Reynolds is he doesn't want to shove a bunch of dumb shit into this movie.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they're trying to get him to put him in Deadpool Wolverine as like a after credit scene or something like that.
But the film's got to be done, right? I mean, it's going to come out.
It is. That's why Ryan Reynolds is like, I'm not freaking
He's
redoing
fighting,
this shit.
he's fighting all of this
Yeah.
stuff to try and
He wants the movie to be as popular and as profitable as possible.
which,
Marvel's
which is,
like, you know,
it's
because it's
probably-
digital, though. Michael Bay said that they were editing Transformers
Oh,
up until like 4 hours before it was going to be released at the
oh,
theater.
for sure. Disney's doing that too. They're tweaking these movies right till the last day, and it might be the reason why they're dangling Avengers 5 in front of the Sean Levy.
Oh.
yeah,
Is like,
Get him on the
hey,
side.
okay,
on the
hey,
side.
you guys play ball a little bit, and here's Avengers 5 on a silver plate for you guys.
Yeah.
And you got Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds, and it's like, hey, we've got X-Men franchises, and we need creative people to, you know,
Yeah.
it's all negotiations going on behind the scenes right now till these movies are on the screen, and then even after the fact. I would love to see Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy and all the guys that have been making the Deadpool movies become directors, writers, and stuff in the Marvel universe, because they're desperate for creatives right now. And obviously, these guys have proven that they can handle superheroes with the Deadpool franchise.
At the very least, what I want them to do is to leave those guys alone and let the Deadpool franchise be the Deadpool franchise.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
don't try to cross this over into anything. Just let it be what it's going to be. Like, that's the thing that nobody can do now. Is like editorial used to be, we'll hire these guys. We trust Rob Hunter. We know what he can do. He's going to kick ass on this book. Let's leave him alone. Let's leave him alone. But now they're like, they hire Rob Hunter and they're like, hey, could you do this? Can you change this? Can you do that? Can you?
here's this idea. Could you make the main guy a woman? It'd be cool if she's a woman. And could she maybe have like a gay love interest would be perfect, Rob.
Wait,
You know
how
what-
big is the check?
Yeah, you know what would be easier, Rob? Just give that really pretty woman a full beard.
Yeah.
My God.
How,
Well,
how,
yeah,
how
well,
big is
that's-
the check? How
that's-
big is
yeah.
the check, Art?
But here's the thing. That's why
It's not that big.
Ryan Reynolds cut She-Hulk and he cut Captain Marvel out of Deadpool. And that was the reason why he said, I don't want to connect it to any of this stuff because none of this stuff matters in this story or what the story we're telling. And they're so mad about it that Tatiana Maslany and Brie Larson are threatening to sue them for cutting them out because they know without being connected to this movie like this or that part of their career is over.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
And they're pissed about it. They're pissed and they're trying to, and that's one of the things he's fighting with them. They're trying to get him to put that stuff back in. And he's like, no.
Well, that
I'm not doing it.
Tatlani, that chick, she never had a career, so she has nothing to really lose.
Well, and she already shit talked Bob Iger, so you know all that stuff was already dead. You don't go trash talk the head of this studio when you're
That
still
Brie
opening.
Larson, I can believe, but that Tatlani chick, like she never even had a footing in the Marvel universe. That show was so offensive. I they go, oh, mansplaining, right? That woman, oh my God,
Dude, that show, I was like, look, I understand. Like She-Hulk used to be a third wall breaker, just like Deadpool. Her comic book stories were kind of quirky, but the minute she did that shit where she started talking shit to Bruce about you don't understand how hard it is, like, are you kidding me? Do you know who Bruce Banner is? That guy is like the most traumatized, most brutally effed up friggin' character, one of the most in comic book history. And you're gonna try to say that you've had it worse than him?
Yeah, she gives examples like the cat calls. Oh my gosh, it was
my dad murdered my mom right in front of me when I was like 9. Shut
the
hell up.
her scrawny ass, anyways.
Dude,
Jeez.
it was like,
how much fun and what a challenge it would be to take She-Hulk though and make it serious for another season. Can you imagine that? That would be
I don't
great.
know. I don't know where they could go. Like, I think they were setting her up to be like a background Avengers character.
they were
trying.
She was gonna fill. I think she was gonna fill out the Avengers roster in one of the later movies. I don't know that she was ever getting another series or a movie on her own.
This was
I
an
think they
attempt
just
by
needed
them.
more characters because half the Avengers are dead.
Well, this was an attempt by them because they want to stop paying Universal for using the Hulk because Universal refuses to give them the rights to the Hulk.
She-Hulk
And
Avengers movie, and
that's why they replaced Bruce.
Yeah,
And they had to, and just like they do in the comics and everything, whenever they try to replace somebody, you've got to tear down the original first. And that's what they did to Bruce. They made Bruce inconsequential. They made him weak. They were trying to take her and turn her into a female Deadpool, into a feminist Deadpool, and it just fell apart.
Well, yeah, they've been shitting on Hulk. All the movies they shit on Hulk. Even the Avengers movies and stuff.
Well,
Hulk's
other
in
than
the Iron
the
Man
first,
suit,
other than
and
the
he
first
stumbles.
Avenger movies, other than the first Avenger movie, they took a crap on him.
Yeah, Infinity. Yeah, he sucked in Infinity. They made him a big pussy.
Yeah. And they used the worst version of the Hulk ever. They used Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, Professor Hulk was cool in the comic.
He was cool for
Dale
5
Keown.
minutes.
Well, with Dale Keown, it was awesome.
Oh, what was he awesome, or was it because Dale was drawing it?
Well, it was both because he was kind of you half expected him to be evil.
Well,
it was an interesting take on the Hulk, and then it led to the Maestro, which is a cool fucking storyline.
Yeah, but
I don't think you get to the Maestro without having Professor Hulk in there.
Well, the Maestro was more of a like a little bit of Professor Hulk and a lot of World Breaker Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they kind of threw those two together.
Let's change it up a little bit. I'm gonna share something. We'll just have some fun, and then we'll close out. I thought this was fun. A fun little side thing we could do. I liked my title better. Who's the Copycat, Marvel or DC? So this is called The Ultimate Betrayal. Who or how Marvel and DC characters are suspiciously similar. So Yeah, so you have Ant-Man, and then you have the Atom. I don't know what version of the Atom this is, but this looks horrible. This looks like gay Atom. Like
This is the Asian one. This is
that's the
52.
Asian one that
Oh,
replaced Ray
Oh.
Palmer.
Not the
Okay,
best version of the Atom.
Yeah, that would explain the eyes, because I thought he was just like silly Adam because he's smiling and his eyes are all closed.
Yeah, that was this is
But
the version
yeah,
that replaced him. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the easy one, right? Like the Atom definitely came before. But the thing is, which one's better? So which one do you think is better, you guys? Ant-Man or the Atom?
Yeah, man.
Ant-Man's stupid. He's hanging out with ants. It's dumb.
The only
What's
good
wrong with
thing
ant? You got an ant, like you're
Ant-Man
shaming
could-
ants? You got ant.
Ant-Man could travel, or not Ant-Man. Adam could travel through the phone thing, like
Yeah.
in the atoms of like a phone message, so he could get someplace instantaneously almost.
Yeah.
Or I guess whatever.
Well,
the
and not only
phone-
that, well, he can
That's
also.
hokey.
You
That's
think
super hokey.
It is. They're both hokey, Todd.
well, here's the thing though. Here's the thing I like about the Atom though, that I feel like he's a better character. He's able to get so small he enters the microverse, where the Micronauts and like where like and that I thought was a cool thing with him.
No, that's Ant-Man.
No, that's Ray Palmer. He can do that.
He meant
not
the
with
Micronauts.
Yeah, but you're right, Rob, because in the movie they turned Ant-Man kind of into the Atom, so where they did that,
right,
with the
right,
Microverse or whatever it
Well,
was,
and I mean,
and I thought what's that?
They also made him
Ant-Man
Giant
know how
Man
to-
at the same time.
Didn't Ant-Man know how to keep his wife in line too?
Oh god.
Oh, he did. He did.
Dude, that might be one of the things that really kind of like soured the character for me is them basically committing character assassination on him like that, and having him be and because forever after that, that's all he was ever associated with was being a wife beater.
That was a bold storyline for the 1960s.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. That wasn't him. That was Yellow Jacket. It's someone completely.
Yeah, it wasn't Ant-Man. It was Yellow Jacket. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
That was my
But the
mistake.
thing is, I think Ant-Man is a great visual character. He's interesting, but I don't know if he's a superior character. I think the Atom has way more potential, and also the thing I really like about the Atom is like solid things like our world, our reality doesn't even pertain to him. Like he can just walk right through a wall. You know, like solid matter doesn't mean anything. Like he can see all the atoms. He can see what makes up everything. I always felt like the Atom was a character that never met its full potential. Like he could be one of the most.
He rode around on arrows.
What's that?
He rode around on green arrows.
Yeah, he would ride on green arrows, friggin' arrows.
That's all he ever
that was
did.
Ant-Man on Hawkeye's arrow.
Well, here's the thing.
No, that was Adam.
I think Adam had far more potential for being a really, really cool character than Ant-Man did.
Yeah.
And they just never did it, you know?
No, they never. Yeah, well, you have the Justice League. I mean, you're going to focus on Adam.
But the whole Identity Crisis storyline, his involvement in that was actually really cool.
I never.
My bold statement is they were both lame.
No.
Yes, yeah, they both kind of suck.
And the
Ant-Man's
weird
better
thing
because
about-
he's like 6 characters in one.
Yeah.
Yellow Jacket was a cool
Yes.
costume.
Yeah,
Yellow Jacket was a cool costume.
And wasn't he? He was Giant Man for a while too.
He was
right?
Giant Man. He was I think he didn't he also took didn't he take the Power Man name for a while, and that's what caused that big thing between him and
Well, was he Power
Atlas
Man when he was giant?
I can't remember.
He had like the big blue
Goliath. He was Goliath.
Goliath. That's what it was. That's
Goliath.
Yeah.
And then
Deadpool's way more successful. You have to give it to Deadpool. I like.
we already moved
Terminator. Yeah.
I think
I'll tell you that Terminator drawing is way better than that Deadpool drawing though.
Yeah.
Well,
I like
George
Deathstroke more.
George Perez's Deathstroke to Terminator. That was,
I think Deathstroke is a better character personally.
Yeah, it's
but
serious.
Deadpool is they're very similar as far as what they are. They're both kind of like super soldiers, you know.
Mhm.
They obviously they look very similar. They use a lot of the same weaponry and whatnot like that. But you can't argue that Deathstroke is a much more successful character.
No, Deadpool.
Yeah, and Rob even
Deadpool,
admitted that Deadpool
It's kind
was
of
a
a
derivative
off.
of
it's
Terminator.
Spider-Man meets Deathstroke,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Isn't
well,
that what it said?
Deathstroke already had like the Spider-Man-esque mask, you know, with the eyes and
Yeah.
everything. I would argue that Deathstroke's mask looks more like, or at least the one side looks more like Spider-Man's. All right, so there's that. Okay, so then we got Hawkeye, Green Arrow. You know how you guys you kept saying like the Atom and Ant-Man were lame. I always thought an Archer in our day and age is freaking lame.
It is.
It is. I will say this though.
They included him in the movies and don't point out how lame he is, although at least he was the only one to get injured in Age of Ultron. But yeah, the Archer character with no superpowers is the lamest superhero there is.
Well, I do like that.
Jeremy Renner makes a joke. He makes a joke.
I'm just a guy with a bow and arrow.
I'm a guy with a bow and arrow, and people are, what is it? The gods are flying around or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he goes, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
I'm surprised the Boys hasn't had an Archer character that just gets totally annihilated in like some fight.
Well, hey, dude, man, freaking Rob Liefeld created a knockoff of these guys too. He created Shaft from Youngblood. But the thing that I do like about Hawkeye is that eventually they got to the point where like, okay, yeah, the bow and arrow thing is kind of stupid. So they started having him using guns and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's something that Green Arrow never did. But I think the reason why people like Green Arrow more than they like Hawkeye was one because of the Arrow show. As far as recently,
but
in the past though, they hooked them up with Hal Jordan.
Yes.
You know what else is Ollie is a better character, like his personality, like who he is more interesting than I think Clint Barton is.
Oh yeah.
And the thing I think is cooler, like I think personality wise and stuff, I think Ollie's better. Clint, the Hawkeye character, is better just because I think the design is cooler, and I think he does more like trick arrows. Like before Green Arrow, like Green Arrow would just like have a what was it, like a boxing glove, like on the end.
Boxing glove arrow. Yeah.
But like when Hawkeye was created, they were like these cool trick arrows, like they would explode, or they would be sonic, or they would be different things. So I thought that Clint Barton was kind of the superior version of the Archer character, but I like Ollie, like I like him better as like a person. Like
I think Ollie's a better character. I think Hawkeye had a better look.
Well, even Frank Miller used Ollie in you know.
Oh yeah.
The
one shot, but the one shot that made it count.
And that's the thing that I like the fact that Ollie was always like, you know, yeah, I realize I'm behind the 8 ball because I'm a dude with a freaking bow and arrow, but he was also just like one of those guys that was like, you know, if you count me out and you don't think that I'm a threat, I'm going to end up hurting you.
The crazy thing to think about is that there was a Green Arrow TV show on TV for 10 years.
A launch. Well, WDC.
And to be completely fair though, they basically stole everything from Batman and gave it to him. They made him Batman light, and that's the only that's the reason why it worked.
Yeah. You know what I just realized? Like Oliver Queen. Oliver Queen's like a brawler. He's kind of like the Wolverine type of like character. Like you got the sense like you would have to kill him to stop him. You know what I mean? Like there would be no way. Like he would fight to the last.
He was a belligerent asshole.
Right. Yeah. But the thing is, and what else made him kind of cool is like Black Canary, because she was hot, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, well, if somebody could get that chick, you know, they're pretty cool.
One of my favorite things was when they did that whole storyline like that came out of Secret Identity, where they found out that they were mind wiping people, and then they found out that Ollie made the Justice League mind wipe Bruce, and Bruce found out about it, and they basically beat the shit out of him. And Ollie, and then you find out that the reason why Ollie dislikes Bruce so much is because everybody thinks he's a lamer version. So, and then like they had that storyline where that like I can't remember who it was that was making people like actually voice out and act out their frustrations, and him and Bruce were in a fight, and he's even saying to his like, I hate that people think I'm a weaker, lesser version of you, and blah 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 blah. And it and then when it was over though, what was cool is that he realized like, well, if I don't want to be a lamer, lesser version of him, I better start training and become better, and that's what they did with him.
Step up, yeah, that would be
basically
cool to
step
see,
up
like,
or shut up.
Imano, like in a Imano like Batman Green Arrow fight, like without weapons, without anything, just kind of like based on just stripped down like fighting ability.
Bruce kills
that
him.
That would be interesting to see Oliver Queen. But anyway, I think archers in today's, even when these things came out, I thought they were kind of silly.
I think
but
the
then
only time, I think the only time it
go
worked
ahead.
is when they did it with Artemis, where she's superhuman. She's an Amazon, so she's got like mystical weapons and stuff like that. I think that's about the only way something like that could actually work, because it's a freaking.
And the only time I really liked Green Arrow is I like the Denny O'Neil, the hard traveled hero stuff. I thought that was cool. And also the way Frank Miller used him in Dark Knight Returns, where he just wanted a piece of Superman, you know, like he didn't care, and he's like, hi ho freaking Silver, you know, he's leaping down with one arm and he's pulling the bow back with his teeth. That was my favorite.
I think Spaceman's right that like Mike Grell's Longbow Hunters was a pretty good book.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I felt like we needed to kind of move on. So we got Quicksilver, and then we got the Flash.
Flash is an actual character. Quicksilver is just an mutant, right?
Quicksilver's like what I was talking about with She-Hulk. You need enough members in the Avengers to fill out the roster.
Yeah, he's just a mutant. That's
and the fact is, like, for such a long time, Quicksilver was just such a dick character.
Yeah.
You know,
has he ever had his own book?
Nope.
Flash always has his own.
No, I think he had like a mini series, and like they did that storyline with him with the Inhumans, where he because he got depowered during House of M, and so he like went and he like absorbed the Terrigen mist crystals and was walking around turning people into friggin' new Inhumans and stuff. Like you got to go to that level to make him interesting.
Yeah.
Or try to make him interesting.
The thing is, he was just a Flash, but he was angry. He was just like this angry guy, and it was hard to relate to, I think, because he was just angry all the time.
And he was way less powerful. I think up until recently, when they basically were like, we got to make everybody in Marvel stronger because they're weak compared to their DC counterparts. He could only run at like 300 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I thought
Flash
the Flash
was
was cool. The Flash was definitely cooler. I thought the Speed Force was kind of a cool extension, you know, to the mythology. And I always liked that he could vibrate through solid objects. I think like they don't use that as much as they used to, because I think what would be cool is if he knew he was going to get shot, he could just vibrate his molecules and the bullets could just go right through him. But they don't really do stuff like that anymore. They just kind of have him run fast with all this electricity coming from him. But I think like the DC characters, for me, like with you know the Atom and then the Flash, I think there's just potential there that still hasn't really been tapped as far as I'm concerned. So. And then we got the Black Cat
fully fleshed out too, like his alter identity, you know, like Pietro didn't have like any kind of
I'm too good to have a secret identity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the only thing cool about him is Magneto was his dad, right?
That's it. Magneto was his dad, and his sister was a way better character.
Yeah.
Charlotte, which was way more interesting.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, man, but I think Black Cat is hotter.
Aren't they just the same character? They're just
very
supporting
similar
characters to a popular
just
book.
Character.
But
one has white hair. One has white hair.
Well, no, Black Cat actually has powers though. She she lost them, but she had the bad luck powers for a while.
Oh man, it's the comic books nowadays. They change the characters every 12 seconds.
Yeah.
So none of it really matters.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, if we're gonna give like who was first, definitely Catwoman.
Yeah.
But there was Miss Fury that was even before that. And if you guys don't know who Miss Fury is, go look it up. She is exactly this character. Like, she is Catwoman.
Yeah, she's Catwoman, but in like 1940.
Is it like a blue costume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was the first like femme fatale.
Didn't
like,
Billy do like a relaunch of that? Like Billy Tucci did a relaunch of her book for a while back.
Yeah, but basically, I find both these characters fairly uninteresting.
Yeah,
they're there to be. They're like although they like like guys like Tom King, they want their cat mommy. They're basically there just to be hot.
Yeah, supporting. Yep, look hot.
Colossus
is big time.
Is that Steel?
He's better character.
Yeah.
But was Steel? What was this character's name? Was Steel?
Citizen Steel. Yeah.
Was he before? Was he before Colossus?
He was in All-Star Squadron.
Like it was.
Yeah.
Steel was earlier than Colossus, but he's never really caught on.
No.
I remember him. He was like the Detroit. Was it the Detroit?
Oh, dude. I told Mark Bagley, I was like, Mark, our Justice League run is going to be thought of as just as bad as the Detroit Avenger.
You told him?
He got quiet on the phone. I'm like, Mark, you're the penciler, man. You draw whatever you want. And you could tell this writer to piss off.
Here's the thing, though. Citizen Steel.
You guys got stuck with like just the lousiest lineup too, wasn't it? What was your lineup on there, Rob?
My favorite part was the there's a cover that has Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman. They were never in the book because Batman was dead. There was that weird Batman through time shit story. Superman was dealing with the horrific Kryptonian storyline from the Bottle City, which was, hey, if you want to kill off all the Kryptonians, then you pick the perfect art team and writing team to make them as boring and as sterile as possible. And then Wonder Woman wasn't in there either. I can't remember their excuse why Wonder Woman wasn't in there, but we had Robin as Batman. We had Starfire till they realized Starfire was too cool for our Justice League. We had Vixen. Vixen was horrific.
Vixen. Did you have Supergirl?
We had Supergirl, who didn't do anything cool, and we had Jade.
You had Jade and Vixen.
Wait a minute, you didn't have Gypsy? You didn't have Gypsy in there, or Vibe?
Well, if we had Gypsy in there, then they'd officially have to change the name.
The Detroit,
the Detroit Justice League.
Oh,
oh my God.
And then Congarilla. We had Congarilla because the British writer would just he just would throw characters out there for the editorial to say yes to because they didn't give a shit. Like he didn't try. It was never about like, let's do this story, let's do that story. He would always try to like, well, if I do this story, they'll just approve it. There'll be no hoops to jump through.
Right.
So it was so awful. I mean, I had fun working with Mark.
The system,
but do Justice League pages at that time, it should have been like printing money. I was like so excited. I'm like, I'm gonna have fun. I get to work with Mark Bagley. This is gonna be fantastic. And then the pages started showing up. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's the worst when you kind of like, it's a child fantasy, like, oh man, I'm going to be able to do Justice League, and then you get the lineup, you're just like, oh shit. I would rather not.
This is not Justice League.
Dude, that must be like when somebody like made someone take over and then do that Great Lakes Avengers story.
Yeah. It's like if someone said you won the lottery and then go, oh, by the way, this week 1 million people won.
Yeah,
Rob.
But the one thing about that Citizen Steel thing, though, that you got to remember, Citizen Steel didn't start off as like a Colossus-like character. He started off as more of a Captain America knockoff.
Well, he was a cyborg too.
He was a cyborg, yeah.
He's totally Captain America. Rob, can we do a Pontificators about your Justice League run?
Oh my God.
Actually, you know what? Like, I was thinking about like you guys talking about like the biggest storylines or books or runs that you guys ever worked on. That would be a cool show.
Oh, that actually would be a fun show.
Yeah.
That'd be fun because then
You know what
can tell
else would
some
be a cool
stories.
show is the show that we're doing right now.
No, oh, sorry.
All right. Okay, I have a question here.
Jesus
So,
Christ, you guys, how long have you been doing this show?
20 minutes.
don't Plasses and elongated
Did
man's
we
powers
get
come
off
from the same thing?
topic?
Isn't that correct? That the Plaz and elongated man's powers both come from the same place. It's just Plazes are permanent.
Is it? Yeah, I don't
They
know.
both come
but
from the Gingle juice.
Dingle juice.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
That doesn't sound right. Dingle juice.
No,
They
Gingle.
both get that dingle. They get that dingle juice.
Plastic Man is like underrated character that has never been used well in the DC universe.
I hate.
I
I
hate 'em all.
agree. And you
They all
guys,
suck.
is this an Aaron Lepresti? This is an Aaron Lepresti Plastic Man.
Yes.
What was that?
This drawing.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I know Plass is more powerful than elongated man, but I'm pretty sure they both got their powers from the Gingle. It's just that Plazas were permanent, and Ralph has to keep ingesting the stuff.
He
Yeah,
does.
I think
Yeah.
you're right. And the thing is, like, I never understood Elongated Man got like, oh, he's a Justice League member. I was like, why? Like, he's just a goofball.
Because he's a detective. He's like next to Batman. He's like one of the best detectives in the world.
And he just
Plastic Man
happens
was
to
also
strike.
one of the characters that DC purchased up, like Shazam and the Charleston.
Yeah.
characters. So they never put Plastic Man in the Justice League until the Grant Morrison really wanted to write Plastic Man, and so
Yeah.
he switched it up, and that's where they integrated Plastic Man more into the DCU. But before that, he was kind of always on the outskirts because he wasn't an original DC character.
Ethan
Yeah,
always
the thing
wanted
about
to do a
Plastic
Plastic
Man,
Man.
it's like Plastic Man for me is like Shazam or Captain Marvel. Like, they really need to exist in their own universe. Like, they don't
Yes.
work in the DC universe. Like Captain Marvel, Shazam is a cool character when he's in his own world, but he doesn't, because that world is kind of constructed around the tone and the characters, the silliness. And Plastic Man kind of has that same tone, but it doesn't work in a serious like DC universe. So I do think the superior character here is Reed Richards, but I do think that Plastic Man was the original, right? The stretching.
Yes.
Yeah, he was from was it Quality Comics?
Was he
I
a
think you're
cartoon
right.
strip first? A comic strip first?
I don't remember.
But yeah, I like Reed Richards way more.
Yeah, well, Reed, I like because Reed, like his
smart.
his elasticity is like a secondary thing for me. It's his intelligence that really makes him who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Plaz and Plaz, let's be honest, man. As he, like you said, he was a goofy character. They only started doing kind of serious stuff with him in like the last 10, 15 years.
Well, Ralph Gibney was a detective, though.
Right, he was a detective who got and
boy,
I
they're all
actually
detectives when they're
I looked it up.
superheroes.
Plaz actually got he was kind of like the Joker. He got doused in chemicals, and that's where he got his powers. So I was wrong about that.
Plastic Man has had his own cartoon though, so you got to give him credit for having his own cartoon.
That's
I used
true.
to love that freaking cartoon, man.
Yeah.
Don't leave your wife alone on the Justice League.
But I think,
satellite, though.
I think Plaz predates both of them, though.
Yeah, exactly. And didn't Elastic Man? He had some kind of special skill where, like, his nose would kind of
wag.
wiggle.
Yeah, whenever he was on the right trail.
Yeah.
That was like
Plastic Man
that was one of
debuted in
those weird visual
1941.
things. I can't remember who started doing that. Was it?
I remember the Justice League when I was a kid. That Dillon, what was the artist's name? Dan Dillon.
Dick
He
Dillon.
did those Justice Leagues in the 70s.
Dick Dillon,
I think
It
it was
is
Dick
Dick
Dillon.
Dillon.
Big Dick
Yeah, it is
Dillon.
Dick Dillon. Yeah.
Not all my stuff are jokes, Rob.
God, Rob. Jeez, grow up.
Hey, so you guys know Plastic Man started out as a crook.
Oh
Yeah,
that's
he was a
right.
crook. Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Zatanna came first, didn't she?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Zatanna more. She's hotter.
No way, Scarlet Witch.
I rocked a
No.
really good Zatanna not too long ago.
Yes, it was very good. Yeah, you did a great job on it too.
They're both hot.
Yeah, I
Fishman.
think they're both like cool looking characters.
Yeah.
I definitely think you guys are right with Santana. I think getting rid of that top hat was a good move.
Yep.
But Scarlet Witch is kind of the superior version, I think.
Yeah.
You
And
go with
Wanda
Scarlet
was,
Witch because you know she's a little crazy.
and she's also
Yeah.
What they say
No,
about crazy chicks.
the only
But
problem I
Zatanna's
have,
Ed Bennis drawing.
yeah, the only
great
problem I have with
adventure.
Scarlet Witch was like they kind of like, and thank God they didn't really play it up that much in mainstream comics, but in the Ultimate Universe they did that whole friggin' incest thing, and that's like, holy shit, dude, why would you do that
Wait a minute,
Well-
with what? With which character?
with Scarlet Witch, with Wanda?
Oh yeah,
They were like because her brother was so obsessed with her, they were like, oh, I think they're into each other. And then like, in the mainstream comics, they're like, no, that's, we're not touching that. But then for some reason, in Ultimate Universe, they were 100% in that kind of relationship, and I was like, why would you do that? I was like,
yeah, they
Jesus,
even did it on the cover where they were like creepy, like
oh god, it's so creepy,
holding
man. I was
each
like,
other,
and
something like
dude,
that.
even Joe Mad's art couldn't save that shit, man. I was like, I got to be out on this, man. And I was like, you guys are George R.R. Martin in this crap.
I don't know who the other character is. I don't know the DC character.
That's
Is it
Bumblebee.
the Bumblebee?
She's
What
a
is her
Titan.
name?
Yeah, Bumblebee. She's a
Yeah,
Titan.
Bumblebee.
Wasp is way better. And first.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Wasp is
And-
way
and
better
Jen's a
than the
more
character
interesting
you never heard of.
Yeah,
You know
I
what's cool
didn't,
that
I didn't know who Bumblebee is.
You know what's cool is they gave her the sting. Like they could have made it more powerful, but I like that where she could just kind of fly and she could be annoying,
Well, and she
a
was
distraction.
always written with a great personality too. Like through early '60s Avengers, all the way to like the modern day stuff. Like Wanda, or not? Is it Wanda?
Janet.
Yeah.
God
Janet,
damn it, man.
she always had a strong personality. Like it wasn't just like, oh, here's our bug character,
Well,
Like,
she was rich, right? Wasn't she Hank Pym's sugar mama?
she was a socialite. She was rich.
Yeah, she was like a model. And,
Yeah, model, loves shopping, and like was a girly girl. But like a lot of women are like that. It's like there's nothing wrong with writing a female character like that.
God forbid a woman actually be feminine.
Yeah.
And so, oh my gosh,
Oh,
Namor
God.
or
Namor is actually
Who's
cool.
gayer?
Oh,
Here's the
geez.
thing, but Namor was always like, to me, he was like a soggy, like
Gay.
he was like I didn't really care for Namor until that J. Lee run where they basically turned him into a soggy Conan.
Yes.
I
Which
liked
is
that version of him.
Not
Then
what
they
he
did the
was.
same thing to
And then they
Aquaman.
did the exact same thing to friggin'
Aquaman.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both.
The
both
only time
kinda
they could
suck.
like make him even remotely cool is when they totally changed who the character was.
Yeah. When
I
they
like that they turned Aquaman into Namor.
yeah.
The thing is, these characters both have a little bit of an identity crisis. I
Yeah.
think Namor was a little bit more developed. He was kind of like Captain Nemo, where he just kind of hated war or hated the human race and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that was that kind of was cool because he had a mat on. He had a temper. And then what I thought was unique about Aquaman is he's basically King Arthur. Like there's a kingdom and there's all those Arthurian kind of like tales and legends that you could tap into. And early on they did, but then they just kind of lost their way. And so I think both these characters are just kind of lost right now. But I think overall, it's a wash for me. I can't really pick one better than the other.
From a creative aspect, and like as somebody who's a huge fan of his, like John Byrne tried so hard to make that Namor series interesting. And I mean, think about the work he put into that. He was putting like the Superman work into Namor and like busting ass. And he did like, I don't know if it was close to 2 years on that. And it was beautiful work, but nothing like John Byrne is like one of my favorite creators of all time. Nothing could save Namor to turn him to make him cool.
Well, yeah, think about it. He could have just done an X-Men.
Right. Yeah, he could have been on so many different
Wolverine.
projects.
Yeah.
And he's
actually
like 2 years drawing Namor and trying to make it work.
And when they actually added him to the X-Men, that was probably the most interesting he'd ever been.
Well, didn't they try to say that he was a mutant or something?
Well, they always said he was the first mutant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then don't even get me going in the movie. They just destroyed that character
Yes.
They'll never recover from that. So
you're never going to see Namor in a Marvel movie.
I think what
again.
happened
That was awful.
I think what happened with that though is like when all everyone can think about is the Super Friends version of Aquaman, and that's never going to go away.
Yeah.
Joker.
Let's head for home, Ted.
But he had the greatest voice of that cast. Though.
Oh yeah, he did.
But he just
Oh my
had
God.
silly lines.
There's so many tropes, the great tropes that came from the shows, like Wonder Woman and her bouffant hairdo.
I thought this was a weird like pairing.
This doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because they're both just crazy.
Well,
You'd be better off almost
Joker's
with Green Goblin.
Yeah, Green Goblin. That
Green
actually
Goblin
fits
would
better
be a
than
closer match to Joker than Carnage.
Yeah.
This is someone who doesn't know superhero comic books.
Yeah. The only thing that they share is they're both
definitely
homicidal.
Joker. Yeah, I think Joker is a better character and definitely predates. What is this? Is this Carnage? Yeah.
Yeah, Joker's a pinnacle of DC.
Yeah.
He's like, he's
And
one of the
this is a
pillars.
much better match.
Carnage. I'll be honest with you guys. I've never been a fan of Carnage. To me, he was just he was a Venom knockoff that they tried to turn into like an extreme character.
Yeah.
And I just
weirdly,
Venom was just more.
I liked him. I'm sorry. Weirdly, I liked him visually better than Venom, like Carnage. But I do agree with you. Yeah.
I don't like the goopy. I don't like the goopy part.
Yeah, and
it's lazy.
Again, I'm gonna take some shit for this. I think the Todd McFarlane version of Venom is better than the Eric Larson with the giant mouth and everything like that.
I agree.
I think it was creepier that way.
Well, the movie Venom is just CGI goopy. Like it's easier to do the stunts if it's just CGI goop.
Oh yeah, the visual, the big screen stuff is horrible. Yeah, I don't like it. So this is Deadshot and Bullseye. So I do think Deadshot predates Bullseye, right?
No.
Yeah.
I
don't
think so. I don't think so. Let me double check.
So was Deadshot was he just created for Suicide Squad?
No.
He probably was a villain in Flash.
Did Bullseye appear in 60s Daredevils?
Both.
Actually, no. Deadshot did appear. Deadshot did appear. He was 1950, and Bullseye was 1976.
Ooh.
Okay.
So
wow.
Became a member of the Suicide Squad. That's the first time I really remember Deadshot.
I think he was in like All-Star Squadron the first time I saw him.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Just the
Deadshot?
Frank Miller. The Frank Miller writing on Bullseye alone takes Bullseye head and shoulders above.
Oh yeah, it made him a cool character.
It's
definitely.
not even close. Frank Miller made Bullseye like, and I don't know if Frank just went and grabbed like old Daredevil villains or
actually Deadshot's first appearance was Batman 59 in 1950.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow.
Man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is Solomon Grundy? He predates the Hulk, but Solomon Grundy wasn't always like a Hulk character.
No, that's a weird drawing of Solomon Grundy.
Guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
He's
was
just
more of
a
like a
zombie.
Frankenstein of the swamp, is what I always thought of him.
Yeah, I always thought of him as more like like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think of him as like the Hulk with big muscles and stuff like that.
I don't
this visual right here is kind of not doing it justice. So, but obviously he Solomon Grundy existed before the Hulk, but the Hulk is definitely a superior character.
Yeah.
And then I think that he started becoming a Hulk-like thing when they started rewriting him later on and connected into
the cartoon too.
Connected into Swamp Thing and said that he was like
the cartoon.
The cartoon made him like the big Hulk character in the background.
And then they connected.
He wasn't quite as big as the
Swamp
Hulk.
Thing.
Yeah, but yeah. All right, trying to get through these. Okay. I don't even Sif or Wonder Woman. Like, what is this?
Come on!
It's not even like there's no comparison. Also, the Sif drawing is horrible.
That's a joke.
That's
let's not even waste our time on that.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Vision, Red Tornado. Vision is superior. Red Tornado predates him, but Red Tornado. I think Red Tornado is lame.
Yes. Red Tornado is like one of the lamest characters ever.
It's
Yeah,
all
I
that
like.
weird
I always like when
Io
it's when they use the
Tomorrow
robot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
the
always like
difference
that
is
he's the
that-
robot.
Well,
Go
Vision
ahead.
Vision was straight up an android, but Red Tornado was a real person who got turned into one.
Oh, is that what he is?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought that the Vision. Oh yeah, because that Toro or whatever the original Human Torch.
Torch.
They said
Human
that he
Torch,
was a robot too.
Yeah.
Because that he has a tie-in to the Vision, right? So like the Vision is
John Byrne was tying those
the
things together.
original
I don't
Human
remember
Torch,
exactly how
right?
it went.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
think
I
it was like
think it was-
Wonder Man. Is
Yeah,
like-
it was. Yeah, what it was is what was it? Was it Grim Reaper? Grim Reaper was trying to resurrect his brother or something like that, and I can't remember.
Grim Reaper was Wonder Man's brother.
Yeah, Red
They
Tornado was an
imprinted-
elemental. That's right.
They imprinted Wonder Man's brain pattern on the Vision,
Right.
and then the Scarlet Witch fell in love with the Vision.
And
And
Wonder
then
Man was
Wonder
like, "What the
Man's
hell?
over
What about
here
me?"
like, what am I, chopped liver?
Wait, Wonder Man was dying, and I thought they tried to put his brainwaves into a robot.
Yeah, that's probably
I
right.
think it was.
I
thought
think
it was-
I think that Rob's right.
Those
But
are
the
old Avengers.
as far superior, I always liked like he could become like what was it, Diamond, like rock hard. That's like
Yeah,
But the thing,
yeah,
thing
you
I
can.
really- yeah, you can.
Only when
thing I
Scarlet
really
Witch was
like-
near.
Yeah, the thing I liked about him more is that he could just become like was it
Ethereal.
not transparent, but he could just become like where things could pass right through him.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, how-
intangible.
How can you fight
Incorporeal.
someone? Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
like a
the
ghost.
Vision was created from the original Human Torch, a synthetic man created by Phineas T. Horton. Ultron took the android, added more technology to it, and programmed it with a copy of Wonder Man's brainwaves.
Oh,
That
okay.
sounds right.
Okay. Superman Sentry.
Oh,
no,
come
no,
on.
that's not even cool.
You should be.
Oh,
They should
yeah.
be embarrassed for just showing that.
Yeah.
Captain America: The Guardian. I don't know about that either, because wasn't there another? Was it Fighting American, or there was something even before?
The Fighting American, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Fighting American? So
Yeah.
this is kind of lame.
This is like an
Black
India
Panther.
company creating material for a website.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is lame too.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
So Dr.
that's
Fate,
they're
obviously-
pretty evenly matched.
I
Is
disagree.
Is earlier.
No, I disagree. I think Dr. Fate's way stronger.
Yeah.
Dr.
He's
Fate,
the
really?
god of
Yes.
order.
Yeah, he's one of the gods of order.
Yeah.
So now I think Doctor Strange is a more interesting
But is
character.
that a Sorcerer Supreme though, Bob?
They've
I
actually
know.
It's got Supreme right in the name.
they've always
Right.
this is one of those like
like a
matchups that they
Supreme
always
pizza.
do. I remember Wizard doing this multiple times, and Dr. Fate is always considered to be stronger.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's
Dr.
definitely
Strange had
definitely
girlfriends.
Well,
Well,
I thought
was
Dr.
Dr.
Strange is a
Fate-
better character.
Dr. Fate
Yeah.
is that character in the Justice League where you go over here and you do this stuff while we try to fight the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because you're too powerful.
Yeah.
I do think that Dr. Fate's visually is a really like Stripling said. I think he's got a really cool look to him.
That helmet's awesome, dude.
The helmet's badass, man.
Oh,
They
I
did,
always wanted
they
to do
did
a
a
Dr.
good
Fate
job
series.
with Dr. Fate in that freaking Shazam movie, Black
Yes.
Adam.
Yes.
Pierce Brosnan playing it
Pierce
too.
Brosnan and the
Yeah.
way they did the helmet and everything,
Yeah.
like Dr. Fate
No
was
eyes.
like epic in that movie. That was cool.
Yeah. But
I
I think
heard that was the best part of the movie.
that was
It
100%
was
the
really,
best part of the
it
movie.
was.
Like I like The Rock, man. He was so wooden in that freaking show.
Oh,
movie.
Black Adam is so cool though. It was showing exactly what Superman would
the
do.
Rock
as a
so
bad guy.
badly. That whole movie
Yeah.
was The Rock so badly wanting to set
Did
up
they
his
really-
little corner of the DCU.
Yes.
Were they really
Like he was
comparing
gonna have,
Red Hood?
they were gonna have a Hawkman spin-off. They were gonna do. He had all kinds of
Oh,
plans
this is
going.
stupid.
Who the
Wait,
hell is that?
Hawkman? You mean a rich Wolverine?
Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty much all Hawkman was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
These
you
are
compare.
really stupid. Yeah, these are stupid.
bad,
Iron Man, Batman. These are lame. We'll wrap this up. Spider-Man, Nightwing. Not even.
That's terrible too.
No
This is-
way.
This is kind of jumping the shark here.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
shut
might
up
work,
with this.
like Dr. Polaris and Magneto, but
They're comparing.
who predates who?
comparing A-listers to like B and C list people.
F-listers.
Yeah, I think they're also just trying to figure out like, well, who came first, Punisher or Vigilante?
Art, did you draw Dr. Polaris? Did you ever do a Dr. Polaris drawing?
You know what?
For like
some
Who's
reason,
Who?
yeah,
Who's
it seems
Who?
very familiar.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know it. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember as a teenager wondering why Dr. Polaris looked cool.
How did someone so lame look so cool?
Yeah, I'm like, well, this guy looks cool, and then you read him, and you're like, what?
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's a lot of Dr. Fate fans here. There was like what was it? It was Walter Simonson did like a Dr. Fate story. I think it was his origin or something. It was super, super cool. I love that guy's work. But let's wrap it up. So let's do a promotion, a round robin of promotion. So Todd, what do you got to promote? You got some cards for us?
Ooh,
Hit me up
that's
for this
nice.
card. This card.
Dude.
Oh wow!
What are you doing drawing those backgrounds on that little drawing?
That was hard. That's a lot of noodling, but it's.
That would take you almost as long as to do it at 11 by 17, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, drawing that little versus drawing big.
Covering it with marker, a bigger image would be harder to cover with marker, but the actual image itself would probably be easier, bigger.
You should do a big version. You should lightbox that. You should photocopy and lightbox that up 11 by 17.
I could do that
because it's awesome.
Do it on a sketch cover.
It's really cool.
Gosh, F those sketch covers. Do it 11 by 17. Do a double pager.
Yes, double pager.
Magnificent.
I know Rob doesn't have his site up to share, so
yes, I do.
Where is it? I don't see it.
I even sent you in private chat.
Do you not see what's going on? Like see Clint, follow Clint's example.
Oh, you mean I'm supposed to present it? I hate presenting it. It always confuses me.
Oh my goodness! Just
right,
for the record, I never go into the private chat. I'm reading the chat itself.
Yeah,
okay, I'm sure
you remember like 2 weeks ago when I had to send a super chat to get Art to know I was there?
It took forever.
So here's Death Raider. It's my ode to Wolverine and Iron Man. It's a Marsoc Marine, gets his legs blown off, but at the same time that he gets his legs blown off, he gains some alien knowledge. It's a little random. It's not like all of a sudden he's Mr. Fantastic, but he gets inspired and can come up with ideas and fix things and certain things like that. So he builds out the Death Raider armor to avenge his fallen teammates and to fight off an attack of the Raycor Empire, which is an alien empire that's infiltrating Earth. And throughout the book, you start to see what they've been up to and why they're doing what they're doing and all that good stuff. But it's and here are all the different choices. You get Massive Death, which is covers A, B, and C, which is 2 books that are full color, and then book C is black and white. Here's a close-up of cover A. Here is the Anna cover. People wanted a cheesecake cover. Then we have, this is cover B, and that's
the cover, man. That illustration is worth the price.
Nice.
That is so killer.
Death Raider in this charging station is how I don't I like this one so much. I don't know if Death Raider in issue 2 will have a cape, because I don't like drawing capes anyways. So and I do like him without the cape on this cover.
Are you coloring this still?
Yeah, I'm I got like 20 pages to go of color. Yeah. I've had to color it myself. So now Pixel, he did most of the colors on this cover though. This is one of the few images I got him to do in the beginning. And then there's the black and white version of the book. And then there's the t-shirt, who anybody wants the t-shirt. And really small, it's hard to tell, but around the hex design, it says it's time to fuck shit up, which is his catchphrase. It's kind of funny, man. Some of the stuff that we come up with, and then like it's a year later and I'm still pushing it and I forget, like, oh yeah, that's right, he had a catchphrase. It's this stuff you got to remember for when I'm putting in the dialogue. And here's some of the black and white. of the book. And this
You
is
can definitely tell this is a labor of love, Rob. This looks fantastic.
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a labor of big money, no whammies. But it's thank you. I do appreciate the compliment. I like this face. I had so much fun penciling and then inking this his face. Like I'm like, don't go too crazy on it, Rob. You don't go too crazy, but go a little crazy with the rendering, but not too crazy. Sometimes I see that stuff, and later on when I go a little crazy on the rendering, I'm like, maybe I need to peel back just a little bit. I don't know. I can't tell. It's hard to tell. I guess I'll know when the whole book is put together. Here are the Reapers. The Reapers are like a death squad that's chasing after Death Raider, and the main chick has a connection to Death Raider, that you'll find out in the book. This used to be splash page of page 1, but I've rearranged all the pages. But this is all along when I was coming up with my own book. I always liked the idea of how Rob Liefeld would introduce characters in splash pages to make a big impact. So I always knew I wanted like Death Raider in action in his armor, a big splash page to just be like, hey, here I am. Plus,
suck people into it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also kind of an ode to Jim Lee's Wolverine a little bit. It's kind of how I remembered Captain America jumping at you from Uncanny X-Men 268. Yeah. I mean, it's not anywhere.
That one with both those arms extended like
with
that.
the ninjas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
that was great stuff. But the thing is, Rob, I mean, you can play it down, the labor of love, but it is fantastic. I think everybody that's backed that book is going to love it when they get it. And Rob is doing everything on it, you guys. So this is a one-man wrecking crew. He's going to F some shit up. And when you get that book, I know you're going to love it. So the link is in the description. Go back it today and make Rob a rich man.
Oh, or at least make me average income of American in 2024 would be nice. That's what I'm working to now.
With Biden, with the Biden economy, you're going to have to be like what we used to consider rich.
Oh no. I'm having a blast. I went from inking to doing it all, and it really is. It's a labor of love. And
it looks fantastic, my friend. So we have this is an active campaign. This is Pirate Queen versus Slave Girl.
Yep. Excuse me. Close out the first 30 days this weekend, Saturday. So we're only at 111 backers. I'd love to pump that number up. Get it to closer to 300 backers, but we're doing great. 13,000, almost at 14,000. Hopefully this weekend gets a big boost as people see the campaign is wrapping up. But this is the culmination of the Pirate Queen saga. If you missed any of the books along the way, they're all available in the campaign. Pirate Queen Book 1, Book 2, and Slave Girl Book 1, which leads into this book, Pirate Queen versus Slave Girl. There is a warning, adult content in this book. There are adult variants you can get, nude covers you can get. You can get all of the variants together with the trading cards, the hologram card, the adult prints, the original art sketches. So I've got a ton of fun rewards in this. You can scroll through the campaign, look through all the covers, look through interior art pages, check everything out, and pick out what reward fits you. But 30-day campaign ends on Saturday, so jump on this book and get it now. A lot of the stuff's not going to be available in the future, so now's the time to grab it. So yeah, that's the pitch. Go check it out, the campaign, look at the book, and yep, you're good to go.
It looks fantastic, and you guys, Clint always delivers on these projects. There's always the highest level that he brings to the artwork. So you guys check that out. The link is also in the description. And yeah, man, I'm amazed at how much work you get done, and you're a machine. Yeah.
I can't believe Pirate Queen is not a sci-fi show. I would be making, if I was at sci-fi, I'd be making Pirate Queen the sci-fi show right now. Hot chick, barely wears anything, space opera story.
You send all those Hollywood agents that are looking for stuff my direction, because I've got all kinds of IPs for them.
Dude, it's so easy. It would be so easy to translate into a hot chick TV show.
I would think so, except that stuff
Try to
doesn't
find
sell.
out who directed and wrote that Galaxy Quest. I think that
Oh God, yeah.
perfect for your stuff.
She's not a female gay lesbian like all the Star Wars girls are, so I don't think
Or
how are you
there's
going
no market for that anymore.
Like,
well,
how
there's
are
a
you gonna
market. They just
succeed
are trying
without
not to sell it.
Yeah.
There's a market.
Yeah, just not around here. Over on Pornhub maybe.
We're gonna get Clint.
Hey,
We're gonna
whoever's
get 3 cameras
paying the bills, I ain't picky.
and a green screen and a Playboy model from 2 years ago. And we're gonna have Pirate Queen.
Playboy isn't even around anymore, is it? There isn't a Playboy.
Yeah.
Is there?
There's the website and stuff still, right?
They do like digital crap, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, I got an art book. It should be up on screen, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's a link in the description. I'm not in the description, but in the chat, there's also a link in the description. But this is the art of Art T. Bear. I don't know who that is. Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. This is my art book, you guys. So we got this coffee table book. It's gorgeous. It's got like 60 pages in it. It's going to be fantastic. So we did a limited print run a few years back, completely sold out of this bad boy. And so we're bringing it back. If you look on eBay, these books are going for, like $69, $100. And so you guys have told me like, well, can you bring it back? Because it was completely sold out. So that's what we're going to do. We're bringing back Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. This is the pre-launch sign-up page. So that link is in the description as well. And like I said, I think it's somewhere in the chat. So click on that, come over, give your John Hancock, which is basically your email address. And if you sign up, you will be eligible for a free mini print. So with every backing, you will get a mini print. If you sign up today, we are going to go live. So this offer, we're going to go live the end of this month. So this offer is for a very, very short time. So get in, sign up, and get your free goodies. So thank you guys so much. And here's the book. So the book is printed. So I'll be able to make the changes to it, because we're gonna add some new pages to this. So I'll do that, and then we can get this off to the printer and turn this thing around very, very quick. So you won't be waiting long for this book. So once you back it, you will be getting it very, very soon. So it is a fantastic looking book, you guys. It really is.
Wouldn't it be volume 2 since it's got additions to it and everything?
It's a reprint. So I mean, I could throw volume 2 on the cover, but I'm thinking it's still volume 1. As far as
cool.
It's volume 1 variant.
Yeah, there you go. Volume 1 variant 2. Variant cover 45 from Jim Lee.
All right, you guys. Well, this has been a blast. This has been the Pontificators. We love doing this show every Wednesday night it's 8 Eastern Standard Time. You guys are the best. Everybody in the chat, thank you so very much for hanging out with us for the last couple hours. And anybody that is a straggler, we get a lot of stragglers in the next day. You're always welcome, and we appreciate you coming in and checking things out as well. So we will see you next week on another Pontificators.